Got glowing reviews from everybody, though. They loved her. Mostly,
all right, we are live there.
Mostly for arguing with you.
Yeah, no, Cal thought the back and forth. Well,
I
there wasn't much
loved-
back and forth. It was mostly you just took it.
I loved the interaction. It was great.
She's
all
great,
right.
yeah.
She's amazing.
I-
All right, folks, it's time for the actual show. We had a nice little teaser there on Friday, which we got together with and got everything straightened out. We have Allison's picks here as we get into it.
I know she's not. Unfortunately, she's not with
here
us
right now.
today, but hey, that's all right.
She's sleeping because she had a 4 a.m. shift today, so
yeah.
she's fast asleep right now. But yes, we had Clash of the Castle. We will be doing a little more in depth on All Out, which will be happening tonight. Jesse currently has a feed up where we're going to be watching the live reaction. We're going to go through the matches once we've been able to see it.
Right.
But we're going to be bringing you guys live updates on NXT Worlds Collide as it's happening. Jesse's got that.
Yeah, you still
up.
got
Yes, sir,
your
yes, sir.
You still got your list from yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta pull out my
Or
book.
from Friday.
Yeah,
from,
so we've got all that taken care of. But to start off,
I know I'm gonna play mine live on my laptop
Jesse?
too, for fun.
we got to start in Jacksonville.
Oh shit.
The land of the Jaguars.
And apparently the most ballless, feckless dude who's a billionaire I've ever seen in my life. More has come out in the last week.
Yes, sir.
They can't keep it in the ring.
No, they can't.
Sadly, we have to get to the in-ring stuff because apparently, according to some people, the best booked world champion segment happened this week. I don't know what they were watching, but we'll get to it. But,
Sure.
but
That,
we'll
I
get
just
to it.
feel
We'll get
that's
to
a,
it. We'll
that's
get
a
to it.
complete clusterfuck.
We'll get to it.
That's what I
But to
think.
start
it is.
off, Jesse, you got very angry and made Allison take her headphones off.
Oh, my God.
You would like to get on Tony Khan about a pre-show match he has coming up. Tony said something about a title, and he technically lied to everyone. Would you like to start us off?
So, I'm going to try not to get as upset today.
Well, Allison's not here. Leroy knows to take his headset off.
I'm going to try. Well, but the man is trying to enjoy a sandwich right now. I'm going to let him try to enjoy this sandwich peacefully.
Yeah, okay, that's
while his ears are peaceful.
You know, I can handle it if you scream.
All right.
It's all right.
Okay.
I was married. You know, she was. A,
So you're used to this.
yeah.
You're bringing her up more than I am now, so I don't know what's going on there.
So Tony Khan is what we would call what's that L word? Liar. So he said his words. By the way, AEW hardcore fan base, these are his words.
Please.
You can please go look up, I believe, which one was the last show when they did the Atlantic Championship? Was it Forbidden Door, I believe,
That was
right?
a Forbidden Door pay-per-view, yeah.
So he said at the press
and
conference.
only 2 people were actually from the Atlantic Ocean.
Right. At that conference, he said, this title will be defended around the world. You probably will not see it as often on our own shows or even Dynamite.
It's not even a month.
Right.
Well, okay, like
Right.
maybe
And
a month and a half.
And I said at the time, you know what, it's a cool concept. Well, I'll
Yeah.
let it play out. And he already lied.
Wow.
He already lied. Like, his words, once again, already mean nothing. So guess what's happening on tonight's show?
It's not even on the show. It's on their YouTube.
It's on the pre-show.
Did
Yeah.
he tweet that they weren't going to do that, or he just
No.
said that?
That was
He
the interview.
said that
He said this
during
in
a
the interview.
press
I
conference.
wonder
Yes.
if he tweeted it also.
No.
No.
He doesn't. The problem. The one thing I will give him, which is not a compliment, it's more of a shut the hell up. Everything he says in these scrums, he doesn't normally tweet afterwards. But I don't think he has the fucking energy to tweet because he doesn't shut up for these things for an hour and a half.
By the way, I love how we didn't get because of Tony, we didn't even get 5 minutes in before the first F-bomb. Sorry, YouTube. Here's the thing.
Whatever.
We got a minute. We're fine.
Here's the thing. So, you're right. Good correction. On the pre-show,
They call it the buy-in, but you don't have to pay anything for this because it's on YouTube.
so the free show,
Yeah.
the free end.
Which, by the way, yes, Clash at the Castle did have one, but it was a match that was added last second.
And to be fair to Triple H, it wasn't something they announced until he decided to announce it an hour before the show.
Well-
and that was probably for the fans.
Well, they made
there.
the trip.
Right.
They might as well wrestle.
Right.
You know.
Well, I'm assuming.
It's not like Giovanni, Vinci, who made the trip just to freaking get in a brawl and then leave.
Well, he also made the trip, I believe, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But Pac is defending this Atlantic Championship on a free end pre-show.
Yep.
This dude's a liar.
Not only that, but he's doing it against someone where the entire story was built on other people's shows.
Yes.
If you would like to, please explain that to us. Your boy Kip, we'll call him Kip.
So
He
Kip's,
liked what he was doing.
So Kip's, because I actually like the fact that he found the character, he decided to sell the kayfabe of it, so I gave him all the credit in the world.
Yeah.
And one of the things he's been doing was following Pac to all of his title defenses, sometimes wearing the bag, sometimes not, often in WXPW, either WXPW or WXW, one of the two in the UK, and then I believe Progress as well.
Yep.
And he was following Pac to a lot of these matches.
Yeah.
Kind of try to set up. And every now and then Pac would mention him, and like he would just kind of walk. He would stare and walk by Pac.
Yeah.
And Pac was just like, well, if you want to fight, fight. Basically building the fact that we at some point would get this match.
Yeah.
That's fair. The wrestlers are building it themselves because that's apparently how everything goes in AEW.
Don't expect the Booker to give you any actual real publicity.
Booker of the Year, everyone.
Twice.
Soon
to be twice.
I almost puked, and I enjoyed the food I had earlier. So now we're getting this match at an AEW show.
Yep.
You said we weren't. You said this was strictly to kind of really build AEW around the world.
Mm-hmm.
You're a liar.
Not only that, but quick question, and this is a legit question, both for Leroy, who does his best to follow the rest of the world, and Jesse, who's the biggest stand maybe in the state.
Unfortunately.
Were these title defenses ever referred to on AEW Dynamite and or Rampage?
Only once.
Okay, so one time.
That I know of.
He's had
It
this
could have
belt
been twice.
He's had this belt for a couple of months. Once. So about as much as Rampage gets dark results.
I think I've seen it announced like twice, two different occasions.
Yeah, so it probably was twice or three times. Because I think the second time is the first time they actually talked about the whole Kip Sabian angle of this whole thing. So
I
like,
think so, yeah.
It's
you and I were just talking about this in the pre-show meeting.
Sure.
They are expecting us to quote-unquote know what the movie is going to be before we get to the theater.
You know, it's funny, as a movie buff, for those who don't know, because I have no life, so I get into the arts and pro wrestling and all that. So
look for some changes in one of his bands, by the way.
That's right. But in the movie world, the director is supposed to tell you the story. So you as the viewer, you go and you follow the story through the way that the director has told the story.
Essentially,
from paper to film. And sometimes it is edited in between or before, and that's fine. That's the whole point of storytelling.
But at the end of the day, as Allison has always explained to me, because she went to school for this, the director is the end-all, be-all, and makes all the decisions.
And in pro wrestling, it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
The booker is supposed to help the bookers, the rest of his, his assistants and all
producers,
help the wrestlers tell their stories and match.
Yeah.
So you, as the viewer, while either you're there or watching it on television or wherever you're watching your favorite wrestling program, you understand why this match is happening, why it's going on, unless it's a quote-unquote developmental thing, which is fine. Those are different.
Yeah.
As wrestling fans, we understand to separate the two.
Yeah.
This man barely ever does any of this. Ever. There's no storytelling. Oh, you guys know what story we're trying to tell, so we're not actually going to tell it to you. That's laziness.
As Jim Cornette talks about most of Moxley's matches, lazy booking.
Because there is what story? So yeah, like I said, we've talked about some of the better matches and stories, but the wrestlers have told those.
Yes.
And the better wrestlers have done a great job with those.
Arguably, I don't know how much he's involved in it, but arguably Miro has done some of the best work in telling his own journey to becoming what he's been.
He's probably mostly involved in his own stuff.
Yeah.
I've always said you already know Kenny and John are more involved with their own stuff.
Yeah.
Brian for sure is involved in his own stuff.
100%.
Jericho is his own little world in his own brain.
We don't talk about Jericho.
But that's it.
We don't talk about Jericho. No. Sorry, Disney.
He's on crack.
So, by the way, it's not loading up, so we're going to have to watch it off of your screen. It's not loading up for me.
It's okay. It's okay. Disney gave you a better backstory of Bruno in a 4-minute song than Tony Khan gave us this match, which has been going on for
it's worse than that.
3 months.
Oh, no. It's worse than that, people.
Why can't you cook on?
I don't know why it's not working on mine.
Can you get my internet? Is that what you got?
I don't know what's going on. But,
Okay.
so yeah, you're going to have to
check the internet.
You're going to have to turn
You're
the
going to
screen.
hear some pauses from us during the show because, like I said, we're going to be bringing you live results.
Right.
No,
So, here's the thing. I mean, or we could try to put it on screen. Maybe we will try to put it on screen. I don't know how that'll work,
just
though.
keep it
I'm
muted so we're not
not
actually
sure
breaking it.
if we
That'll
can
work.
do that.
So otherwise, we'll just have to put the screen and turn it around just because it's not coming up on mine. But as I was saying, this man is the laziest storyteller I've ever seen in pro wrestling, and that's saying something in a world that once had Vince Russo doing booking.
Vince Russo essentially said, I've got a chick with a nice ass. I've got 2 guys. Let's put Viagra on a pole.
And somebody has to beat the chick at some point.
And I want to point something out. I didn't lie about anything I just said.
No,
that was live television.
That was live television. This man's a joke. And so is Tony Khan is getting there. This is
slowly but surely.
Another lead-in
to
this whole show.
Go ahead.
Into Tony Khan.
Yeah.
So you're telling me at one of the biggest nights of the year for you guys, we're going to do 14 matches.
Yep.
Yeah.
And your show starts at what, 5 p.m. for us?
Mm-hmm.
Probably what, out East Coast, 6 o'clock? The show's going to go to like 1 o'clock if you're on the East Coast.
Which means Tony will be done by 4 because they have a 3-hour media scrum.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
WrestleMania goes 2 nights for a reason, and guess what? It's over by 9:30.
Now reports are that New Japan's going to go back to 1 night.
Which I'm deeply concerned about.
Right. But I think WWE's going to keep the format.
Well, sure. Well, because WWE has realized the format just works
Well,
better.
not only that, but Jesse, this is the part that I think everyone was afraid of going 2 nights. Could you fill the thing twice? They didn't seem to have that problem.
Yeah.
They didn't seem to have an issue.
Well, because WrestleMania is such a special thing that you're not shocked by it. Also, it was the one reason why I was concerned about this year's SummerSlam. And by the way, it did go a little too long, being 1 night. But if you're doing bigger events like that, 2 nights, that's fine.
Yeah.
3-hour shows.
They might turn Cardiff into 2 nights when you look at the reactions they were getting from the fans.
I don't know if it'll become 2 nights, but I do think it might become an annual thing now. And by the way, after the matches they had, and we'll get into Cardiff a little bit later,
holy crap.
I hope it becomes a regular thing.
Also, Jesse, breaking news from Tony Khan via the Wrestling Observer.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I'm not grossing $1 billion, but AEW this year will gross over $100 million.
How much money has this man put into this company?
That's pretty unprecedented. It hasn't been, and it's been over 20 years since anybody is doing that. To me, success is sustaining it. But how much money have you put into it? The video game's over what we thought they put in for ROH.
Right.
And the video game is still not out yet.
Right. Exactly.
So anyway, there's your breaking news from TK there. But back to your issue with his booking.
This man's an idiot.
Oh, Leroy. Leroy, as I told Jesse during pre-production, for those of you that don't know, pre-production, Jesse and I do a lot ourselves because Leroy's got church. We're perfectly happy with him.
Well, if
doing
you're
that.
driving in a car together, it works too.
And
that's right.
Yeah. But anyway, so Tony Khan spoke on the most recent, what will probably be called by the Wrestling Observer, the angle of the year, the booking of CM Punk versus Jon Moxley.
Sure.
He thinks it's tremendous. It's different. It's out of the box for what we've done. And I think what we've done so far has been very compelling television.
I think he's an idiot. I genuinely now believe in my heart of hearts that, there we go. That
I can mute it.
So, by the way, if you heard that, you didn't hear that.
That was just elevator music.
Right. So it's one of these
and
things.
then we got to turn this thing so you can see it, or you can.
This is supposed to be.
We're just going to react to the results.
Right.
Live. We'll talk about the in-ring next week.
Right. And here's the thing that's disgusted me the most about this whole thing. It's supposed to be your main event.
Yep.
I thought the angle where
Of a 6-hour pay-per-view.
That's right. That's right.
Of a 6-hour.
And I thought John Moxley beating the crap out of him.
You loved it. You thought it was the best booking decision of the year.
I'm like, hey, you stole from WWE, but I thought this was great.
You were almost ready to crown him Booker of the Year because you were like, somebody had the balls to do it.
I was just like, he had the balls to do this. This is big time.
Yeah.
This is big time.
Turns out this was all story.
This is all for just a Chicago pop.
Yep.
This dude. Listen.
I love how the little baby got more press coverage this week on Facebook than the actual match angle. Oh, yeah. That was the funniest shit.
Well, because somebody literally raised their baby in the air, and guys, don't raise a full human in the air that you could possibly drop. I know you're excited to be at a wrestling show.
Unless you're on the Lion King cam at a hockey game.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
then it's fine. UMD, change the mascot back, you goddamn sons of bitches. We'll get to that later.
Somebody's going to die at a hockey game if you drop a baby.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Especially in Wisconsin, you might be drinking.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm about to say, there's no might be.
It depends on how far into the show.
Of the top 50 drunkest counties in America, Wisconsin's got like 35 of them.
Okay, depends on what part of the if it's in the first period, it's okay. If you're going into the second and the third, yeah, it's a problem.
That's fair. All right, but back to what Jesse was saying.
So, you do something good, and now I think you're
arguably brilliant.
Right, and now I think you're gonna blow it. How did this man become Vince McMahon?
He only is Vince McMahon because he believes he has the same amount of money as him.
No.
His daddy does have more.
His daddy's got more money because, remember, his exact words were, and yes, once again, to all the people who are like, you're just throwing, AEW said it first. I'm just here to repeat and make sure you don't forget.
Correct.
He said, I could buy WWE tomorrow.
His words.
His words, folks. That was a quote.
Full of shit.
Not ours.
We did not make that up. I did not put that in his cocaine-filled nostril. It came out of his mouth.
Didn't put it in his cocaine either.
No.
His words.
Nope. But anyway, to what we're talking about, to Jesse's point. Jesse, John Moxley came out during this past Dynamite.
Yes.
And, first of all, the language was a little more clean than I think we were expecting.
I just want to say, I found it interesting that people were like, oh, this edict, is it true?
Yeah.
There's no way. Mm-hmm. Why would they stop them from swearing? Mm-hmm. And then John Moxley came out and kind of pretty tame.
They don't want to stop the swearing. That's the part we need to make clear. But they might want to stop John Moxley from saying shit it 8 times in 3 sentences. John, it loses... Okay, the sentence loses credibility when you go, I'm tired of this shit, this is shit, let's get on with the shit. When you say that sentence, I don't care anymore.
About to say, it loses its oomph.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it absolutely, like, if WWE used the word shit, like, anytime they actually, think about how the Riddle and Rollins thing came off. Because they don't usually do swearing.
No.
The fact that they have that segment and it bleeped and all
now,
that.
Yes, he used I'll f you up 3 times.
Right.
But after what happened, it was a real shoot type scenario.
And it felt so real that it got you to go, whoa.
Yeah.
So,
but when John Moxley is just saying shit like it was written 3 times for him, what do you want me to think as a viewer? But anyway, the language was a little cleaner. NC-17 Moxley turned out to be PG-13 Moxley.
Correct.
But anyway, Jesse and Leroy, well, let's go back into the annals of wrestling history.
Let's do it.
I would like you to go back to the old days of the AWA, the NWA. Jesse, you can go back to All Japan's glory years. There have been some tough world champions.
Yes, there have been.
John Moxley recently talked about how he's got Terry Funk as an influence. It's the wrong version of Terry Funk, but we'll get to that a different time.
Probably.
Because I'm like, really? Chainsaw Charlie, that's the best version you think Terry Funk ever was?
Right.
No, not even
anyway,
close.
so there have been great world champions. Dory Funk Jr., Dory Funk Sr. was an amazing promoter.
Right.
Terry Funk.
Yes.
Jerry Lynn was a world champion in numerous places.
Jerry Lynn was a world champion.
So the world champion of the second largest wrestling company in America, arguably the 3rd in the world, them and New Japan on size are probably neck and neck for number 2.
Yeah.
But anyway, the world champion comes out, gives a very tame speech for him, and decides that he wants a challenger. Really? For a pay-per-view, the world champ needs a challenger. Interesting.
Usually they do.
So we're not a week out. We're not a month out. We're literally 4 or 5 days from this pay-per-view. And John Moxley does not have an opponent, even though there's been no reports that Punk is re-injured. There's no reports that Punk was actually hurt during the situation. It was a simple strain/issue. And John Moxley, who, drinks blood, breaks bones, never does any of this stuff except for when his ear bleeds, decides, which, by the way, was the worst blood pack thing I've seen since the J.D. McDonough incident when the camera was the only one that screwed that up. But anyway.
That was pretty damn bad, though.
But anyway, so the world champion, who's supposed to be the biggest badass in wrestling, and he comes out to a song from a baseball movie. Great movie, but still a baseball movie. And by the way, comes out to the entire fucking track every goddamn show. Half this pay-per-view might be John Moxley walking from Cincinnati.
I really think this Wednesday and Friday I'm going to do a live recording. You know what? Maybe it's time for us to have a TikTok. I think I'm going to do a recording and time it between him and Roman Reigns.
Yeah. But anyway.
It was longer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman's cooler, so.
But anyway, at least Seth, glides to the ring.
Well, he dances his way down like the Joker.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
He's actually down there fairly quick.
But the Joker was a man who understood he was on a time constraint. So, we get this.
Before he got justice.
It was a weird Batman, but it was arguably the best Bruce Wayne that's ever been done in
Oh, no. I love that Batman.
Yeah.
But
the voice was funny.
The voice is great.
Yeah. But anyway.
Justice.
So going back to this,
yes.
John Moxley, the world champion. I keep repeating that because I want people to say, this is your world goddamn champion.
He is the world champion.
AEW world champion.
Hold on. I misspoke. I apologize. The AEW undisputed world heavyweight champion.
Sorry, we forgot to put that in there.
I forgot. Because
we apologize.
Because guess what? Nobody cared about the regular champion while he was the interim champion. But anyway.
That's true.
Anyway, he decides that he's going to drop an open contract for a world title match in the middle of the ring.
That's right.
That's it. That's
right.
all he did.
That's right.
Now, there's been a thing on WWE television that has not been seen since Triple H took over that had very mixed reviews. Some people thought it was funny. Some people thought it was bad. People got hurt. Whatever. It was the 24/7 situation.
Yeah, we haven't seen
I've
that
seen
lately.
midgets. I've seen women. I've seen dudes. I've seen former heavyweight champions. I've seen people that weren't even. I've seen a pregnant woman go after this championship. You want to know what happened, Leroy? You want to know what happened?
There was a Fox
analyst. Wasn't Reggie Bush a former? That wasn't Reggie Bush. It was somebody else.
It was
a former Fox analyst. Is a former 24/7. I watched
college football analyst.
I watched R-Truth win more championships in a period of time than I think Jerry Lawler won in the 80s. Probably not, because Jerry's got a lot of titles.
He's got a lot of titles.
A lot of titles for Jerry in the 80s.
It's pretty close.
But anyway, no one decided to come out. Leroy.
That's right.
An open contract for a world championship, which, by the way, WWE at least admits that they're a business. So, nobody read this. Nobody knows it if John put in that you don't get a real title shot. It's like an exhibit. Nobody checks.
No.
Nobody says anything.
Nope.
Nobody does anything. No, who comes out as a guy that when I said who on the internet, no, folks, it wasn't a grammatical issue. It wasn't I couldn't read the title. It was no one knows who the hell Ace Steel is.
Now, unless you're plugged into the Minnesota scene and like we are, and like I am,
he does sound familiar.
We know who he is.
He was a longtime wrestler including SDW as well.
Okay, all
right.
But
Ace, nothing against your career. We love you to death. But in this company, in all elite wrestling, no one
knows who he is.
No one knows who you are. No one knew you were there. For some strange reason, when they announced Jerry Lynn was going to be a backstage producer, your name wasn't on that article. I remember. I read the article. I didn't know you were there. No offense, Ace. I liked your indie work. I found it good indie work. He was a good worker.
He was great.
But no one knows who you are in this world. Oh, but wait. We're supposed to know because we have to do our own research on an entertainment thing. It's still sports entertainment, folks. Get over it.
Thank God you can Google who's
But anyway, so Ace Steel comes out, and he sounds like he's had his larynx ripped out. I don't know what this was all about, but Ace decides that he's going to take the contract. Now, at this point, we don't know why he took the contract.
Yeah, he did have kind of a Jake the Snake voice. I was confused by that.
Yeah, let me repeat this, Leroy. At this point, we don't know why he took the contract.
Right.
Because it was there.
It took a little bit later in the show. I don't remember if it was a different segment or if it was a little bit later in that commercial break or whatever, but all of a sudden, CM Punk comes out. Through the people, because he's from Chicago. Because it's the only town in America that's going to give him the reaction that he got.
Yeah.
That's true.
So anyway.
Maybe he needed to poop. That's why he needed the paper.
Anyway.
That could be.
Anyway. So CM Punk.
You made me think about that. I'm ashamed that I had to.
Right? CM Punk decides now it's time to be a spin doctor. And no, not the band that actually had some decent hits. It's time to be the spin doctor and get sympathy in my hometown of Chicago. By the way, folks, I don't really know where people got this idea that Chicago's always been the city of underdogs. You had Michael Jordan for a long time.
6 titles.
The Bears have had championships.
The White Sox have a champion. The Bears had the 85 defense.
The Cubs recently won 2 titles.
One.
I thought they won 2.
No,
just one.
No, they got the one, and they traded everybody off. The White Sox got one in 06, though.
Right,
1900 something they won.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and then 2013?
Yeah, it was around there.
Over
but
100
anyway,
years.
You've had World Series this century. You've had the Bears in a Super Bowl this century. You just had Rex Grossman
as quarterback.
Yeah,
which is why you lost. Nice. But you are the city of the monsters of the Midway.
That's right.
Michael Jordan was 6
Hell, the
for 6.
Blackhawks won recently.
The Blackhawks won a lot of Stanley Cups. But hey,
yes.
You're the city of Chicago. You actually believe in hockey. So now all of a sudden you're going to take away the Blackhawks. I think it's the ugliest sweater in all of sports. That's because I'm a Wild fan, not because of the Indian head.
And we so much hate those.
But anyway, so the city of Chicago, one of the highest grossing cities in America,
correct.
Arguably the 3rd largest population in America,
probably.
Outside of New York, still first, I think, and then it's
New
LA.
York, I think it's New York and LA.
Still,
it could be LA and New York now.
But either way,
well, they flip flop.
You're 3rd basically.
Right.
Around you is a beautiful lake. You have some of the biggest attractions. When people come to America, they think, well, obviously New York's got all the classics. LA's got some stuff out there.
Don't they have a nice river that goes through there too?
But that they dump a bunch of ducks into all the time, which is just
and
a
green
great
dye.
thing to see. Yeah, the green dye.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. By the way, the fish during St. Patrick's Day must be confused as hell. All of a sudden, shit's just green. Anyway,
right.
They probably are used to it.
Yeah,
all those sons of bitches are doing it.
But anyway, you have, and Jesse, on the way home, I'm going to show you the rant on Chicago deep dish. You have a casserole that you call pizza.
It's a pizza. It's just made backwards.
Jesse, if you put sauce on top of the cheese in New York, they'll shoot you.
Well, I don't know if they'll shoot you, but you will probably leave with broken bones for destroying such a beautiful
They're
thing.
going to do to you what Tony D supposedly does to everybody at the docks. But anyway.
It's been there too long, man. Don't eat that pizza.
But anyway.
He's
Jesse,
a dangerous man.
When was the last time Chicago were, quote... Now, again, the Cubs were the lovable losers.
Right,
I get that.
right,
but that's not the same. But that's not the same as an underdog.
No.
He comes out. He tries to get sympathy.
Right.
He talks about, my foot was 100%, but not the 100% I'm used to. I've never heard that line from a professional wrestler as long as I've lived.
Because it makes no frickin' sense.
No, but remember, it's AEW. We're supposed to make our own sense out of everything.
That's right.
He's questioning if he should go on, and I'm like, bro, you're getting paid like $8 million. You got plenty of reasons to fucking do this. By the way, props to his wife for being honest about the future of her career. She's gonna go with the commentary for a while, see how that works out, and AJ was very political.
To be very fair to AJ, she did work with Tessa Blanchard. If she didn't break my spirit for pro wrestling, like nothing can.
No. But anyway, we'll finally get back to this. So Leroy, Punk gets interrupted by his friend Ace Steel, his longtime friend. They were tag team partners for a number of years.
Correct.
And Ace Steel comes out, and once again, Ace Steel has had this contract for I don't know how long. When we get to the results of Dynamite, I'll probably have to look it up. But he's had this contract at least through a commercial break. That much I know.
Well, for sure.
And yet no one has tried to attack this producer and get a free and clear, sign your name on the dotted line, World Heavyweight Championship title.
Funny
match.
enough, that actually was my biggest issue. Was the fact I'm like, no one went and whooped this 60-year-old man's ass for that contract.
Vince McMahon would have given you 4 stupid ass segments before say Ace Steel got to. And now we would have hated all of them,
Right.
but there would have been some controversy in this contract.
People would have kept dropping the contract, fumbling
The
it.
Spirit Squad would have fallen from the rafters. We don't know why.
Los Ethereos would have tried to buy it from a woman. Like,
Yeah,
it just. Well, and it would
Ted
have been.
DiBiase would have gotten paid for a night to
Right.
pay somebody off.
Just do a cameo
That's
and try to
just-
steal
yeah.
it. Like I said, it would be stupid.
Yes.
Like, as people are walking and watching you watch Raw, you'd be like, I'm embarrassed to be a fan right
Yeah,
now.
they're just-
But at least it'd be entertaining.
entertaining.
What the hell? Like, he just had it.
Just straight up has the contract. He comes out and he has to fire up the quote-unquote best in the world. This was so sad, Jesse. This was so cringe.
He did have it for a little while.
How long did he have?
Because there was a couple matches.
Yes, that's right.
Like I said,
Yeah.
we went through at least a commercial break. No one tried to take this title match from a man who is clearly not in wrestling shape as much anymore.
So you're
Well,
telling me.
they had at least 20 minutes. They had a women's match and there lasted, 5 minutes.
No one watches the women's matches.
I know, it
so
lasted, it lasted
ignore
5
that. No one
minutes, so
cares.
yeah.
Because guess what? Your booker doesn't care.
Yeah.
He clearly did.
But anyway, so now we're going to get back to this. The speech, it was a nice rah-rah, I guess.
No, absolutely not.
Well,
absolutely not.
But anyway, he swore once. They didn't catch it. He's been fined. I'm sure Tony wrote the check. But yeah.
You know what? I'm going to have our first controversial clip of all time. You ready?
Go for it.
CM Punk is a Donald Trump of pro wrestling. That's exactly what he is.
I don't even know if that's controversial.
Like, he is the Donald Trump of pro wrestling.
Wow.
He's an idiot. He's selfish as hell. And every time he's in Chicago, people buy into his shit. It's the worst.
So they called it, he had a solid segment, but not everybody in Chicago believed he was going to give it up. Oh, my God.
Really? So
He's not
CM
going to
Punk,
hang up his
The
boots.
best way to book this tonight
oh, God.
is to just let John whoop his ass again.
And then get Punk away from the world title.
That's right.
Because clearly, Jesse, if it hasn't happened by now, and if it doesn't happen tonight, the fuck are you doing with MJF? He's not coming back if he's not back tonight.
If he's not back tonight, just release him.
Please. Because what? A random Dynamite in the middle of fucking October or November, MJF's just going to walk in the building and I'm supposed to believe that everything is all of a sudden settled?
Yeah.
You've been copying.
Let him go.
You've been copying successful promoters for the last 4 years, so you know that when you do something big, make it memorable.
Right.
But he's going to walk in on a random fucking Wednesday, maybe a Rampage?
No, it would be Dynamite.
I don't know. They brought Punk back on Rampage.
Well, that's because they were trying to pop a number, which they did.
And by the way, you've never come close to that number.
Yeah.
Again. You haven't come close to half that number.
And you
But
know
anyway,
what?
The world watches the tribal chief and then goes, I'm going to go take a shit and go to the bar.
And claiming,
But anyway,
that you have
Punk
so
tells
much injuries is full of shit.
Right.
Punk tells a cringy, bad babyface promo. He mentions a random hospital that probably
This
no
was a
one at
babyface
home.
promo?
They were in Chicago. So
I can't believe people think he's a babyface.
But anyway,
Well, in Chicago he is.
well, in Chicago he is.
He really does have a meth face. I mean, to give MJ credit,
But anyway, he drops a random hospital that only a local in Chicago would know. He was, quote, born alone. Oh, so now we're doing the whole Doofenshmirtz's parents weren't at the birth thing? Is that what we're doing here? You pull off Phineas and Ferb now? Disney might come after you for the rights of that segment.
He's an
Well,
orphan.
guess just like Phineas and Ferb, he's going to do it all.
Yeah.
He's an orphan.
And guess what?
He's full
And
of
guess
shit.
what? He has all summer to do it.
That's
even though
right.
It hurts. We just made this actually work. Holy crap. We did better booking than
He may have a platypus we don't know
we
about.
don't know.
There's a chance.
Yep.
There's a chance.
So you're saying that? So you're saying
think
Ace Steel will play the part of Ferb?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway,
he does have a platypus.
so now it's the cord around the neck. And Punk, I'm sorry if that's how you entered the world, but you're clearly fine now. You're an old ass bitchy old man.
He said people are trying to kill him, and I'm like, bro, you quit. What are you talking about? You quit on us. You were gonna win at Mania.
Nice.
Yeah.
What? People were trying. No one thought about your punk ass when you quit.
No, they actually. Now,
Well,
again, there
people
were a
in
lot of
Chicago
chants, but they ended once Stephanie McMahon said you lasted 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
No, she said, if you can do that for 2 minutes and 17 seconds, then you'll last longer than CM Punk did.
And that was the last time you were referenced on their show, bro.
Right.
I really hope his wife doesn't say that about him.
She's a good woman. That's all I gotta say.
And she's busy with real shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, Punk goes into the crowd, a la the Sandman at the Hammerstein Ballroom. People are chanting. People are going crazy.
Well, that was a lot cooler back then.
Yeah, he's gonna fight like a kid from Chicago, bro. What is this? What was Rookie of the Year? Was that the movie where the kid got the arm that now pitches like a real pitcher?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a kid from Chicago. Punk, I got nothing against Chicago except for their casserole bullshit. But here's the deal.
I know they
Let
don't
me
know how to
explain
make
something
a
to
good
you.
hot dish.
No one has ever looked
yeah.
at you and said you are the biggest underdog city. You're the wrong city. I don't understand where this is coming from.
Yeah, me neither.
When you guys talk about you're New York and you're arrogant because you're from, we get it. You're New York City. You're arguably the most famous city in the world.
That's true.
You are in that top 5 conversation.
That's true.
You are equal with Paris.
We love too hard and we hate harder.
Yes.
That is true.
Los
yes.
Angeles is the place everyone goes because not only can you do everything, but it's warm as hell every day.
It's there's not a day where it's not 60 degrees.
When it hits 50, they get out the parkas, and I'm like, I'm in short. I'm not wearing pants at 50.
How are you guys not in jackets? Bro,
Yeah.
Have you ever lived in the Arctic? Because that's where we
It's
live.
about where we're from.
Where are you from? I'm from Minnesota. Never mind.
Duluth, Minnesota, the last 3 years, this is not a joke, look it up. They have been the coldest place on 3 planets, and one is farther from the sun.
Yeah.
One's closer to the sun.
Oh, what's closer to the
Venus
sun?
is closer to the sun, and we were colder than that.
And I went outside and said, not too shabby. Thank God I got my hat
Well, not
on.
only that, not only that, but your boss is like, you're still coming in, right? You'll be like 5 minutes late, right? But
Oh, man, it's 7 degrees out today. Well, might as well wear shorts.
right?
My beard might freeze, but I'll be
Oh
there.
my God. But anyway, Jesse, now that I've described the whatever this was, what and why was this?
You
You want to talk about pandering to an audience?
For the first time,
Well, yeah.
well,
I
actually,
don't have an answer.
well,
First of all, the promo made no sense.
nope.
Like, word for word, everything you went, like, it made no sense whatsoever.
No.
2, how is this building? Is this trying to build him to be credible to beat Moxley? Like, the whole story, like, so when John Cena first got
Jesse
beat.
said this last week. Moxley looks unbeatable.
Right.
now.
Yeah.
And now he's just going to lose because a guy got a rah-rah speech in Chicago.
Right.
Here's a fun part.
Chicago's going to hate me at the end of this, but
They
whatever.
they went to one arena. Are they going to the same place or a different one?
They've been
in
at the
Chicago?
Allstate Arena this entire time.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but
This whole
for the
week.
pay-per-view, are they going to still be
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, same arena.
Same arena.
there? Same arena?
They've been in the Allstate Arena for
All week.
for all 4 shows taped in one night on Wednesday. Boy, Wednesday must be a long day
No,
for the
so
crew.
what they did this week, so
Well, they actually did Rampage on a different day.
yeah, so they Rampage was live this week, so so that's
Because
why
they could. They were all in the same
right,
city.
so that's why
Oh,
you
they
got
said live?
Right, so
Well,
you
when
got-
they said live, it was actually live.
so that's why you got 2 versions of Dark this week.
Yeah.
because what they did was, excuse me, they actually taped Dark and Dark Elevation on Monday.
Yep.
Tuesday they had a fan thing. Wednesday they just had Dynamite.
Right.
Thursday they did some more tapings. Friday they did tapings and then Rampage live.
Yeah.
And now tonight is All Out, and it's all been in Chicago at the Allstate Arena.
The Allstate Arena, because the Bulls aren't playing right now, and they're not doing training. Well, they don't do training camp at the Allstate Arena. Training camp is
No, they
off
just-
campus.
I think it's Peoria.
Okay, yeah. But so anyway, because no one's there, Allstate Arena's like, wait, you want to pay us for a week, or you want us to let you in for a week worth of shit? where we can sell merchandise, we can sell food, drink for a week in the off season,
Sure.
I'll take that all day.
I'll take it every day plus Sunday.
Yeah.
Today's
And they
Sunday.
did.
Which
yeah.
they're doing. But just, Jesse, what was any of this?
I have no answers. This
was fine for Ace Steel. That's what this was.
A clusterfuck?
This might have been
Bleacher
worse
Report,
than
since apparently you can get in. See what they graded this shit.
this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's probably A+.
This was worse. This is worse than some Vince bookings.
Punk's promo?
This is worse than Vince because even when Vince bookings didn't make sense,
Yeah.
you're like, well, at least it's consistent with the bullshit he normally does.
Yeah. Vince may have sucked, but Vince sucked with consistency.
he was. I hate to say it. He was the Detroit Tigers. At least he's consistent. And he's consistent. Sometimes they're gonna do well.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's not gonna go good.
Yeah.
But it's consistent.
They gave him a B.
Oh my goodness.
So was that a literal B or a B for bitching?
No, the literal B, not for bitching.
So people forget he remember he did a promo on Christian once in WWE about how much he bitched.
Yeah.
Man, we're like 10 years from that now, almost a decade. Weird where the world has turned to for CM Punk.
Yeah.
Christian Cage is actually doing something more interesting than CM Punk is.
Yeah. Hey, Mox got an A for his.
I can't be mad about it because if this was the idea Tony came up with, he sold it well.
Okay.
I believed him for a second until all of a sudden we went to commercial and I was like, wait, hold on, what? This is actually happening. Punk didn't just come out and they cut a promo on each other.
I accepted the fact that they let Mox do his own promo because at least at the beginning of the night at that point, there's intrigue of, all right, well, who's he going to face? Because you can't, this is technically their WrestleMania, and you can't not have your champion have a match at WrestleMania. Like, your champ's got to defend at Mania. Like
Also, people don't forget, where was All In, the original AEW pay-per-view that was funded by mostly Cody? Because now we know the Bucks didn't spend that much of their own money because they're as much Donald Trump as anybody else.
Right.
Oh yeah, that was in Chicago.
That was in Chicago. Yes, sir.
That was in Chicago.
All their big stuff has happened in Chicago.
Yep.
And
even though they're based out of Jacksonville.
That's right.
That's their new Bailey's place.
Tony, your dad might actually want you to move this shit out of Jacksonville.
Hey, son, I hate to tell you this, but you got to move out finally. You got to get off the teat.
And they had a promo with Jungle Boy and Christian because Christian been doing such a good job. He got a C. They got a C+ on their pre-tape promo.
Well, that pre-tapes. Well, here's the problem with Christian Cage deserves an A+ for carrying this segment because the other guy's doing next to nothing on this segment.
Oh, Jack Perry is getting better. And really, for him, that's all I can ask for is that he gets better.
I mean, that's fair.
To be honest, he should just drop the whole Jungle Boy thing altogether.
And just be Jack Perry.
Yeah. I think it'll work better. Girls still love him. He's a good-looking guy.
Send the dinosaur back to AAA. They'll take him.
Send him back to Triple H.
Yeah.
At least they'll treat him like a big man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You keep the mask. You can be a big evil dinosaur.
No one cares.
I market to kids all the time here in WWE. Be a big evil dinosaur. Who cares?
We're not going to. And by the way, it'll fit the WWE model. No one's going to really think it's that bad.
No one will blink an eye.
But you want to know what's funny? They're all going to hate on it because now he's no longer in AEW.
Right.
That's how fickle you people are.
And yet he'll be making more money than ever.
Yep. Because guess what? The merch will go through the damn roof.
Right.
I will give.
Because right now his merch is tied to Jungle Boy.
There we go.
So he's not really on any of the shirts. It's all Jungle Boy.
Think
merch.
about it. Luchasaurus goes to WWE. Now your kids are inundated with Luchasaurus. He's a big dinosaur. People think dinosaurs are cool.
Yeah,
he's a big evil dinosaur who can fight.
Both my kids would love it. But yeah, if he went there, we'd have to give him the fickle finger of fate. Because that's what happened. You would have to give him that if that happened with him.
Anyway, since we are now on everyone's favorite Wednesday night poop break, it started with the whole Moxley calling out Punk and calling him a wuss and all that.
You got it up now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I just wanted the ratings and Breach report because AEW is not going to give themselves anything less than
Yeah, they were going to give
There ain't no goddamn way. But anyway, so
How conceited, by the way. WWE didn't even do that.
No.
Rate their own shit. Come on.
You know what, Leroy?
Yes.
Since you didn't hear the whole thing, and I'm going to read this for Jesse because Jesse would like to once again. Jesse, you'll know where I'm going once I get halfway through this. Let me read you what Mox said, shall I?
No.
Chicago, I know you love your boy,
Funny.
but I think they're still mopping him off the mat in Cleveland.
I actually thought it was a good line.
You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. I once heard CM Punk described as the modern 60-minute man. What a load of crap that turned out to be. When guys get in the ring with me, the heart and soul of AEW, we find out what they're really made of. Last week, we learned exactly what CM Punk is made of. He gave me his best shot that he probably has left. That was me, by the way. And he realized I didn't care, and I keep coming forward all night. At the moment, he began to look for a way out. He folded and curled up in a ball to die. Almost done. Champions never fold. Look, you have no idea how genuinely sorry that I am that CM Punk didn't turn out to be what you wanted him to be. I'm stopping because I'm done. Where's the language? Where's the language, Jesse, that we expect from this?
Oh, God, you're funny.
Where's the language that we expect from this?
I'm stopping because I'm done. I'm not reading this shit anymore.
Their mother came out and said, "You guys don't be saying that stuff. It's not
No, the
nice
axe of
to
Zaz
do."
laugh slowly is getting sharpened. That's why.
Actually, maybe that edict did come from Saslav. I don't know, but all I know is the edict of, hey, you guys got a lesson of swearing came down, and all of a sudden Tony's like, well, you guys have to listen to swearing? Otherwise, we're going to start fighting you. And all of a sudden, the guy who used to swear all the time isn't swearing anymore.
No.
It's okay to put it in at the right time.
Right.
My favorite
But
line,
not every minute.
My favorite line from this, which I didn't mention, maybe it's somebody, you drop the contract. Maybe it's someone from New Japan. Ain't nobody coming over for that. No, sir.
No.
I just saw
They
Will
got
Ospreay post how happy he was to do the matches, but he said
Somebody was blocking me from really doing a lot of work
right,
over here.
and he was like, but it'll be a while before I come back.
Yeah. He had no intentions of staying.
Right.
I did see that. I thought that was funny.
Oh God, I love this. The only two lines from Jim Ross, I think, of this entire first segment. Who's going to claim that contract? Ace Steel grabs it. He's friends with Punk. That's it. That their own website literally just says he's friends with Punk. That's what their own website says.
Yeah, I think that's what they said on Bleacher too.
This is just lazy booking, man. This is just lazily bad booking.
Oh my God! You couldn't have introduced Ace Steel last week to come out and check on Punk's
right.
You couldn't have made him a story member then.
Right.
Something.
You know what they said here? Okay, Ace Steel, AEW coach and friend of Punk.
WWE coach, I like that.
AEW coach.
Oh, AEW coach.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry. Retrieved the contract from the ring and tucked it in his pocket ahead of a commercial break.
This is a world title match that is signed by the world champion. You literally write your signature, you bring it to the head writer's office, and you walk out, and you're the main event on Sunday.
Right.
And it's picked up by a producer who, by the way, it even says here, walked to the ring.
Yeah.
He walked away with the contract.
Yeah.
You didn't try to have the Dark Order roll down the ramp for it.
Nope.
You didn't try the dinosaur to try it. And
well, here's the thing. If he gets it, then Mox is just facing Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
Seriously, somebody's going to get the contract from Luchasaurus? Who?
But Jesse, remember,
Nobody.
nobody in the company got buried because they didn't have some laughing segment where guys ran after a contract.
I mean, you could have did Brian Cage and Moxley again.
No, please don't do that. It was bad the first time because remember that was the moment when I gave up on Mox's title reign because I was like, you held that arm for 5 minutes and it didn't break. For 5 minutes.
They'll hold it for 6 minutes this time, and it might break.
Brian,
hey,
Brian Cage is happy in a faction that got bought.
They could have right. You don't see him anymore.
Well, that's because the Prince was like, I don't need you.
Right. So
and I love Prince. Prince is great.
Prince is great.
Yeah.
But or you could have had your mascot just roll down to the ring there, Orange Cassidy.
He wouldn't have rolled. He would have strolled.
No. You could literally just have him roll because sometimes he'll just slow roll.
Yeah.
And just grab the contract, and people would have lost their shit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we didn't do that.
We had a match where Jake Hager finally looked like the old Jack Swagger because he was facing the American Dragon.
Yeah, but he needs to be careful.
Yeah. He dumped Brian on his head.
Bro, the man has a match on Sunday. You know this business. Protect him.
Yeah.
But it was a okay match otherwise. I thought it was fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, don't be just dumping him on his fucking head, dude. Have you lost your mind?
Oh, it got a B+.
Even if it was Triple H, Jack would have brought his list to the back, and Triple H would be like,
"So,
brother,
now
what are
it's
you
time
doing?
for the moment that was, yes, shocking, but B, what was this? The Wingmen were in the ring. Ryan Nemeth,
yeah.
Ryan Nemeth was tired of his group not being booked, and then W. Morrissey shows up out of nowhere.
Well, if you ever want to know what they are in AEW, they're jobbers. Hey, Caesar Bononi, this is Greener Pastures, right?
Yeah.
Good old jobber.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, man, there's been a lot of legendary jobbers. I mean, you got the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. By the way, this is not the same as the old guy who got kicked out of WWE for calling the Job Squad jobbers when he was a fucking trainee.
Right.
Folks, we can say jobber because that's what you are.
Right.
We like you are what you are.
Al Snow had a great career. Speaking of the Job Squad,
yeah.
Blue Meanie did
that gimmick was just.
Oh yeah. You also had. I mean, there's a lot of great jobbers in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
But when you don't think you're a jobber,
yeah.
Let me tell you, buddy, you're a fucking jobber.
So anyway.
Don't let your wins against local talent fool you.
Yeah, right.
You're a jobber, sir.
Brooklyn Brawler. I don't know.
Anyway.
Love Brooklyn Brawler.
Anyway. Morrissey.
I love that job.
So Morrissey comes down.
Even though basically Vince was spitting in the face in New York is when he did it. And we should have been booing him for that, but we didn't.
He's almost a native son now.
Because we loved him so much.
Yes. because he is one of the greatest kayfabe believers I've ever met I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah.
He believed he was the Brooklyn
Oh,
Brawler.
yeah.
But anyway, so Morrissey wipes out 4 men by himself. And then, once again, I feel like I'm a broken record. Stokely Hathaway's printed more business cards in the last month than Leroy has in 2 years of this show.
Yes, he has.
And he gave it to Morrissey, and for once, Jesse, somebody actually walked away with him.
Here's the thing. Because we haven't seen him since. Mm-hmm. Josh Alexander's former tag team partner, that's your name now, because you left Impact thinking greener pastures. And Josh Alexander is
well,
now
the money was, don't get me wrong.
But Josh Alexander is now looked at as probably one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet. So somebody won that breakup.
Well, as Colin Cowherd says, when there's a breakup, there's a winner and a loser. There just is.
And Josh Alexander won.
3 minutes.
So here's the thing. So he actually did walk away with Hathaway. We haven't seen him since.
Nope.
The Ass Boys actually walked away with Hathaway. Now, I'll be fair to that because that was 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
We'll see what happens there.
Also, what I thought was very odd here was Stokely.
Also, we haven't seen Lee Moriarty.
No. You did, Jesse, because Lee Moriarty's been on apparently Dark, from what I heard.
I don't watch it as much anymore.
Well,
so.
So nobody has seen him lately.
Here's the part that kind of bothered me, though. So Shivani went
Not
up.
really.
So Shivani actually went up to talk to Stokely. Mm-hmm. Stokely just shoved him, and then Tony shoved him back, and this went nowhere.
I don't know.
They just did this.
I don't know.
This is their own website, not giving any context. Who writes this shit?
He shoved him. Tony, you trying to be a tough guy?
I don't know. Next up was the women's tag team match in which Jesse will call the "Why are we still burying Hikaru Shida" segment. Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida versus Dr. DMD and Jamie Hayter.
I don't understand why would you bury your future women's world champion. I don't get it.
You still have her winning?
Yeah. I'm stupid.
I still have them giving it to Storm because they're going to do what WWE wasn't going to do.
Let me be very, very clear. I am an absolute fuck idiot for thinking that Shida's going to win. Mm-hmm. But Shida to me would win because she probably is.
Shida did pin Baker in this match.
Right.
So.
You're not. You just believe in her. Tony's not, but you believe in her.
I'm stupid.
No, you're not.
How dare you believe in the longest reigning women's champion they had, who carried that toy of a belt through a pandemic? It was a paid fan.
Literally agreed to be a paid fan while she was champion.
Yeah. Anyway, then we had the backstage segment where we built the 6-man match, where it's House of Black versus the Redeemer and Darby Allin and Sting.
Yeah. There's no fucking.
I am, like I said in the pre-meeting, I am just confused at the fact, why not just do the story of this is an uneasy alliance, but they have to team up because the House of Black are 3.
Because the Redeemer turned back into the Miro that showed up with a Minnie Mouse t-shirt.
Which was stupid.
Oh, no, don't say that, did he?
Yeah.
No, he didn't, but that's basically what they're doing.
Oh,
he's the Redeemer, but without the shirt. Anyway, I would like to point out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments, and now we're back to a stoic CM Punk walks out. We've already talked about this. Blah, blah, blah. Is my foot 100%? Yes, but it's a new 100%.
Right.
And I don't know if that 100% is good. 100% is technically perfect.
Yes.
100% usually is perfect.
Well, from any injury, you're never 100%. Maybe that's what he was referring to.
I came back to professional wrestling a year ago because I love this business, and someone paid me a lot of money after I negotiated with someone else.
I'm about to say that's the more important part. Let's just be honest. He loved professional wrestling. Get the fuck out of here.
I wasn't able to walk Larry for 2 months.
Isn't he the one that basically at fucking what is the name of the thing they used to do? Damn it, I can't remember. It's got the famous Paul Heyman clip. I'm talking about Brock and the Undertaker. I forget the name of the convention they used to do it, but
yeah.
CM Punk was there and he said, "Well, they killed my love for pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. Now it's back all of a sudden."
And by the way, the guys who killed it, you talk to them first. Never gonna let that part go.
This dude is fucking ridiculous. Go ahead, sorry, continue.
He brought his dog into it. He couldn't walk Larry for 2 months.
He has a dog named Larry?
Apparently.
Larry should get a new owner.
Yeah.
Actually, no, AJ's probably pretty good.
Yeah. And now it's time for Ace's heated promo, which was, "This isn't you. I apologize for interrupting this promo, but my name is Ace Steel." He had to announce his own name after he already took a contract for the World Heavyweight title.
Dude. Oh. Dude, there's just no story.
By the way, I haven't even told you the best part about me reading this. In the first segment when he took the contract, they spell Ace Steel Steel, right? When he came out to talk to Punk, they spell it Steele.
They have no idea what they're doing.
But they spelled it Steel in the same segment. So this shit's just gone off the
So they didn't even know how to spell his own fucking name.
No, they don't.
Out. Like that's incredible.
Well, remember they were calling him QT Marshall for the longest time,
right?
And it was QT Marshall. Yeah. That's why it was different when he was in ROH.
Right.
So they gave up on that. Early, and then they went to the sit down with Christian Cage and Jungle Boy, which
was fine. I thought it was fine.
It wasn't bad.
They gave it a bad grade.
Then there was a weird 6-man tag with
they
basically
must be
just
having some technical difficulties.
Just call them the Pinnacle, for God's sakes. They already had it.
Right. Just call them the Pinnacle, man.
But here's the deal: you can't, because MJF was the Pinnacle.
Right.
He was the only one that spoke.
They gave that a D.
Oh, by the way, I want to point out, Jesse, I actually think, Jesse, I just remember why they won't call him the Pinnacle.
Right grade for dumb.
Yeah. No, I officially just remember why they won't call him the Pinnacle. Because that was the last time you were showing the arguably the world's greatest tag team getting swirlied.
Yeah.
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Because MJF was the one that sold the bathroom being like, "We got to go."
Oh, my God. Yeah, I forgot about
that.
Again,
they had been in this room all day, and no one checked the bath. Nobody had their shit. Jesse had to shit 3 times since he got up.
To be honest, I might have to shit in about 25 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God the window's open.
After the commercial break, Moxley is on the show again.
Yeah.
That's it. He just comes out and does a quick... He cuts a promo for the title match on Sunday that they could have just said was happening on Sunday at the top of the fucking show.
Or Ace Steel's could have come out, accepted the contract, then have Punk come out, and they could have had the promos together.
Or maybe, call me crazy, this is the Vince talking, maybe Ace Steel comes out and says, it's my time to finally get what I never got, and then Punk comes out and looks like, I don't know, not a bitch?
No, that's not
But if you
possible.
ask Jesse, that's not possible. He
that's not possible.
Pretty much just is an old-ass bitch at this point.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone is back there with the Dark Order. 10 is officially out of the tournament because he hurt his knee. So that means they're
putting somebody else in there.
Oh no, it's okay. Hangman already entered. So Hangman gave up to work with the Bucks. Was just gonna watch the tournament. Now he's in because they hurt 10. Also, apparently, this was the strangest segment. In this modern day, Andre El Idolo walked up and said he wanted to buy 10.
Right.
So a contracted grown man wrestler to a company.
No,
I swear to God,
not
like
good.
at least MJF had the freaking smarts to explain why Wardlow was not a member of All Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a contract with Tony Khan, but Andre El Idolo, who also has a contract with Tony Khan, can just buy this guy off of Uno, who also has a contract with Tony Khan.
I didn't know.
Are they doing their own
owned
negotiating
him.
now too, Jesse? Is that what they
Probably.
I didn't
Probably.
know. I didn't know they owned each other.
They had
They
a fatal 4-way with Yuta, Dante, Phoenix, and Roosh. I actually like this. This wasn't that bad.
It was really good.
Yeah,
it was
match.
really
It was a
good.
good match. I enjoyed it.
They gave it a B+.
We're not talking about the Joker because the Joker's going to win the ladder match because
Probably.
the Joker always wins. Unless you're the Joker who retired after the match. Anyway.
Yeah, we're not saying any names.
Cough, cough, really short guy. Cough, cough. Jesse.
I'm not mentioning his name.
Okay, that's
There
good.
you go.
Tony Schiavone's backstage with the 2 members of the Dark Order that are still in the tournament. By the way, funny story. When they did the whole thing trying to buy 10,
Yeah.
John Silver and Alex Reynolds, the guys in the tournament, were not in the segment. They weren't there.
That's crazy, dude.
They were in the tournament, but they weren't there when they talked about 10 now no longer being a member of it.
That's so crazy
Wow.
to me.
Hangman shows up, rides in on his white horse, and says he's going to team up with them on Friday against Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. If you wanted me to believe that this tournament was going to be fun, then Aussie Open should have faced them in the finals.
Yes.
But instead, it's the Elite versus the Dark Order.
With the Elite winning.
Maybe not. Seriously. So when I saw Hangman Adam Page, and they won on Rampage, by the way.
Yeah.
And once I saw it was Hangman, I'm like, the Elite actually might lose. They probably want to continue this story between Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. And also now add the integral, quote-unquote, by the way, with big air quotes with the fingertips, the fact that the Young Bucks are now torn between their best friend and their other best friend. Because this is All Friends Wrestling.
No, this is All Elite High School.
You know what this is? What this actually is?
Yeah.
What this actually is?
Leroy, do me a favor. Look up the area code for Rancho Cucamonga because that's going to be the new title of their soap opera.
What this actually is
Because they're not 90210 because Jack's already doing something else.
this is All Elite. Not bullshit. Bullshit wouldn't be the proper word. Soap opera. There we go.
There we go.
All Elite soap opera.
Boy, you guys made money as wrestlers, not as sports entertainers. This seems like a lot of shit Vince would do.
Right.
This is a lot of shit that Vince McMahon would probably start pulling.
Right. Like, well, because here's the thing. It doesn't. They're going to call it long-term storytelling.
Yeah, of course they are. What's the area code?
Area code 909.
Okay, so Jesse, this is now officially 909 all elite 909 elite.
There we go.
909 elite.
There we go.
See, this is how you make a successful television.
By the way,
it
now replaces Beverly Hills 90210.
Exactly.
There we go. There we go.
This is how you write successful TV shows. You throw out ideas and then something sounds right. This is how you do it,
Kill
folks.
me. Kill me. This is just bad. So I actually watched Rampage. Don't ask why.
We're not on Rampage yet. We still have to talk about the fact that no one, and I mean no one, kicks out of the one-winged angel. This match was actually not as good as the match before. Aussie Open had a better showing the week before.
It was fine. Well, and then, of course, they did a thing where Aussie Open beat them all up anyway.
Yeah.
After the show was over.
Yeah. So even though Aussie Open lost the championship chance, they whipped your ass.
Here's the thing. They don't care. They got paid either way to just show
that's
up.
true.
They don't give a shit.
That's true. And plus, Aussie Open already have actual belts.
Yeah, they do. They do. And Will Ospreay might be the next IWGP Heavyweight Champion, so why the fuck should he care about AEW?
Yeah, because remember, Kenny wouldn't let him work in this town anyway. Like Kenny has some goddamn pull. He acts like Jesse, we talked about it last week. He thinks he's a star.
Dude, like for real, he thinks he's bigger than Roman Reigns.
He does. We said this during our live broadcast of our predictions. Folks, Jesse forgot about this, and he didn't know, and Jesse, I'm sure you looked it up after I said it. He literally said during that meeting, 8 out of 10 of you wouldn't get signed if I was the talent guy.
That's what he said.
To people who he's wrestled around the world with were in that room. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
He's a douche.
To be fair, a lot of stories that come out about Kenny, that word gets used a lot. They all say he's a nice guy, but he's just a weird motherfucker.
Right.
And he comes off as a complete douchebag.
Well, yeah, definitely.
But anyway, Jesse, you would like to get to Rampage.
Let's do it.
All right. Jesse, you watched Rampage.
It was live.
Tell us your sufferings, sir.
So, the big story beats were the fact that we got another Punk fucking promo.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Because we're in Chicago.
Yeah.
So we got
nothing better to do in Chicago.
We got actually, there's a lot better to do in Chicago.
Just don't get the pizza.
Well,
you really can't go to Chicago anymore.
I will die on this hill. I'll still eat it, but I'm going to eat it as a casserole.
Have some spaghetti then.
But we do the Punk thing, which makes no sense.
Man,
so
if I want good Italian food, I'll go to New York.
So now he wants to be the babyface of this match. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm not going to be shocked if he wins, but I will be pissed because I'm like, you did all this to build him as a babyface. The best part about it is it actually might backfire amongst the rest of the fans who don't live in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, he might start getting booed because everyone else who doesn't live in Chicago is going to be like, this is trash. Mm-hmm. Like, this is just trash. Like, the better story would have not even had the Punk compete at all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Hangman, in my opinion, randomly being named, and Moxley and Hangman finally getting it on, and then beating Hangman, who at least is a former world champion that held it for a while and had some decent matches. And yeah, I said his ring was crap. It was because of the booking, but he had some decent matches.
Yeah.
Right.
But yes, to the results of Rampage, once again live from the Allstate Arena in Chicago. At this point, the Allstate Arena staff are like, wait, they're still fucking here?
Right.
Yeah. I want to go home.
Well, because they, of course, did like an hour and a half of freaking dark tapings.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, at least they didn't do it on one day.
Yeah.
For once. They should try to keep doing this.
They should do this every week.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Main event gets taped before live TV showings, but you have 2 live TV showings. Rampage is only on for an hour. Use a 2-hour time slot at least in the arena and film Elevation, and have regular Dark be filmed on Wednesday. Then it's only a 3-hour night. Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow, I just fixed all your fucking problems.
Yeah, but that'd be like a smart thing to do.
Anyway, so we started off with The Dark Order with Hangman Adam Page, because again, he's not officially a part of the Dark Order. He's just friends with the Dark Order. Versus freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, Jesse's nominee this year for most underutilized wrestler.
I have nothing but love for Orange Cassidy. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, by the way,
him.
this week he wasn't Trent ? He was Trent Berea !
You know what? Here's the thing. I don't know where they go besides back to New Japan if they leave AEW.
WWE don't want these guys.
I don't know if WWE doesn't want them, but if you're okay with being booked as a joke, I don't think that's Triple H's thing anymore.
No.
So.
Oh, hey, there's the feed that's actually working now.
So yeah, I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get it on yours or not yet? Oh, well, yeah.
Anyway.
I'll help him out. Go ahead.
Anyway.
Well, I can turn my computer off.
This week, nope. So at the pay-per-view, it's going to be, I think it's Best Friends, actually. Nope, sorry, John Silver. John Silver once again pinned who? Your boy Chuck E.T.
Yes, he did.
Chuck E.T. got pinned.
He ate the L.
Hold on, wait a second, Jesse. He rolled him up. I thought WWE only used the roll-up as a finisher for big moments. Chuck E.T. didn't even get finished.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't remember the finish of the match.
It was a roll-up.
Well, I can't remember how they got there.
Chuck Taylor impaled Silver.
Because, by the way, once again, refs don't actually matter in AEW.
I got it.
About to say, I put the phone there, so he's good.
I got it. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
I got it. We're good. I got two screens. This is too much. No, take yours back. This is too much.
I got two screens.
Anyway,
I'm nuts.
Chuck Taylor impaled Silver with the awful waffle.
Awful waffle.
But Hangman broke up Taylor's pin attempt on Silver. Cassidy connected with the orange punch on Hangman, and then John Silver rolled up Taylor and pinned him out of nowhere.
Right.
That was the end of the match. Sounds like a pretty Vince booking, but you know.
And by the way, the Elite watching from the back.
Yeah. By
the way, the first time they were watching, they were once again taking a shot at the old WWE.
Yeah.
By watching it sideways. Listen, man. As offended as Tony Khan wants to be, all you guys have done since your inception is take shots at WWE. So the fact that Triple H
made them a lot of money.
The fact that Triple H takes a little bit of a shot, and you're like, my feelings are hurt.
You beat his developmental, and he admitted it was developmental.
My feelings are so hurt, and I don't think I want to work with them anymore.
909 Elite.
You bitch.
On next week's episode, Matt and Nick have a slight squabble over the fact that one of them wants to take Anna Jay out.
Fucking stupid.
It's a better storyline than anything they're coming up with.
They to me, she's gonna die in that outfit. They to me, by the way, guys, like we said, we're also live reacting to NXT.
She should move her jacket a little bit.
Because you're trying to see boobs.
We still have a show going on,
boobs.
Leroy.
Right.
So as I was,
I see a good 3.
Dirty asshole, man. You can't expect anything less. So
yes.
Here's the thing.
We're trying to be live journalists here, okay?
Journalist. Loosely based word right now.
Yeah.
But
I'm a journalist. Integrity. I don't know.
You have integrity.
I'm just a pervert.
Integrity weed, maybe. Integrity weed. Here's the thing. I had a feeling it was going to be the Dark Order, especially once they did the angle that 10 got hurt.
Yeah.
But there's just better ways to do these things. It's amazing. It's WWE now that makes people go, I just saw them do it a better way.
There was a match between Ray Phoenix and Blake Christensen. We all liked Blake Christensen back when he was in NXT, so super excited for him. I hope his contract just expires and Triple H brings him back, because Blake Christensen was a rising star in NXT before they cut him. Hook confronted the Jericho Appreciation Society's Angelo Parker. Yeah, that's right. Hook is facing one of the joke job guys out of Jericho's faction.
Yeah. Sounds like fun.
This is Hook, everybody.
Hook is being wasted. He's being booked well.
Yeah.
But he's being wasted.
Do you think Taz sees it a little bit, or do you think it's going to start happening that he's going to see it at some point?
I hope he sees it.
I mean, Taz has got to have a better look for Hook at this point. Although to be fair, Hook's probably getting paid really well.
Right.
Take the money. Oh yeah, by the way, we couldn't get them one-on-one, so we had to do a mixed tag match of Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello. That's what she was called.
Yeah.
Because they announced them as the AAA World Mixed Tag Champions. Versus Ortiz and Ruby. My career apparently has already peaked Soho. Her words, not mine, folks. I'm not being mean to Ruby here.
Yeah, I remember she did say that, yes.
I mean, it's one thing to say that your career hit a new high, but to say that you peaked?
Right.
That's not good.
I mean, Jesse, you know my love for Rancid. You know my love for that album.
Yeah.
But if we're talking Metallica, I get it.
Right.
But Rancid, that's where you peak? Punk had Living Color. And didn't really talk much about them when they did that. That was kind of funny.
Well, Ruby, she's in her early 30s.
Ruby
right
is a bench warmer. That's what she's become in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
She has become, when we need you to go do something, go fucking do it and say thank you. That's what she is. That's who she is. And it pisses me off to say it because she's better than that. She's way better than that.
So apparently now we're going to get the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions or Championships defended in AEW because Ruby apparently pointed to that because we're just going to give Ruby a title that's in Mexico now. Yeah, why not? Can't give her a title in America. How dare we do that? Mark Henry had a sit-down interview with Jade Cargill and Athena.
It was fine.
We got to see Mark for the first time in a while.
Hopefully they take this title off of Jade, though.
Oh, it's been so bad.
I think it's time.
It's been so bad.
I think it's time. Like, I was down with it for the longest time. Now I'm like, okay. And by the way, that's not her fault. It's the booking. So now it's just like, yeah, Athena's more credible. She brings the title to a wider audience. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Yeah. Then we had a really, really weird interaction between Swerve and Our Glory and the Acclaimed. This was just weird. This wasn't even good for the Acclaimed. I'm sorry. I didn't really think this was good for them.
Right.
Then we heard from FTR and Wardlow. The Motor City Machine Guns actually spoke, but we have yet to once again see them live in the ring.
When they lose, it better be Jay Lethal.
When they
lose, it better be Jay Lethal. Because if you pin Impact Talent once again,
yep,
I'm actually gonna be a little pissed off at Scott for allowing this to happen again. Like we're not
just
learning
Impact
anything.
Talent, but Impact Royalty.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely.
And now, Jesse and Leroy, it's time for your main event of the evening. QT Marshall versus Ricky Starks.
That's the main event.
You're trying to draw a number.
Right.
Now, this was good for Ricky.
Listen, I didn't have a problem with Ricky being in the main event because he deserves to be in the main event. He's very good.
But he deserves to be in the main event of Dynamite.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm not actually too hard on this is one.
It was a good pull apart.
Well, there's that, and then two, I do like this story between him and Hobbs. The way they have told it has been very good.
But I honestly think this is a situation where this story has been very ignored by Tony Khan in the best way. It seems like he's not really got his fingers in this too much.
And so,
and Tony be like, well, I book everything. At least you're not paying attention to this.
There's a lot of meat on these bones.
Yeah.
And so even Powerhouse wins tonight, well, guess what? That allows you to now build something for the future. Powerhouse gets it when he probably needs.
Can we just not hit Ricky in the neck that hard, please? Can we just not do something like that again?
So I watched the hit again. It looked worse than I think what it actually was.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to talk about this pay-per-view?
Because Hobbs seems to get it.
I know we already talked about it, and we gave all of our predictions. But I mean, is there anyone think any more about this pay-per-view? Anyone thought about it?
I'm not thinking about it because I don't want to watch it, but I have to watch it.
It's gonna be 6 hours of your time.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Hey, look at the bright side. As is the rule on the show, you don't have to watch the media scrum.
You're damn right. Because I'll be going to bed because I like sleep. So you can suffer.
I'm not watching it live. What the fuck are you talking about?
Or you can watch it the next day and suffer.
It's free on YouTube.
I'll never watch them. Triple H did it last night. Perfect. You want to know how long it was? Half an hour. Done with it.
And Roman was only out there for 90 seconds.
He said, "Acknowledge me. No questions." Walked.
He fucking walked off.
He just
Beautiful.
I was like,
and then it went off the air. I'm like, beautifully done.
It was so good.
Beautiful.
So once again, Triple H and some people even commented, see, they're taking from AEW. AEW is making them work. Yeah, well, they did it better. So who the fuck cares if they took it from you?
Right.
They took your own idea and they did it better.
Right.
Because it was only 30 fucking minutes.
yeah.
Which, by the way, it was watchable for 30 fucking minutes.
Right.
Also, the media staff actually looked like they weren't paid to be there.
Yeah.
Like unlike Tony's guys who were like, "Hey Tony, now that it's over, can we get our check?" Oh shit, the camera's still on. Anyway.
Or him weirdly. Triple H also isn't weirdly hugging talent.
He was sitting off to the side.
Yeah, exactly. He was there to help introduce people to basically run the thing.
That's what Dana White would do.
But remember,
let's just talk.
But remember, Tony Khan is not there to just introduce you to the talent and get the scrum going. He's there to talk for fucking 3 hours.
He's there to promote. He's there
at 2 in the morning.
He's there to lie to your fucking face at 1:30.
He has nothing better to do and snort after he's done doing his lines or two.
You know, it's funny. That man's almost 40. I've never seen him with a woman.
He has hookers. Not probably well-paid hookers, but he probably has hookers.
Hell, I've never seen him with a dude. Does he date at all?
He's too busy running a football team, a company that apparently makes them.
First of all, let me stop you there. Fulham sucks. Second off, his dad runs the Jaguars. He may be at the draft stuff, but his dad runs the Jaguars.
And a real coach now.
Right. So
yes.
He has nothing to do with that. They'll be better. And by the way, he'll stupidly probably try to take some credit for what success they do have. And it's like, no, your dad got smart and hired an actual football coach.
You know, I just realized there's a match missing from Worlds Collide.
Which one?
Did no one see the segment that we're going to get Nathan Frazier versus Axiom?
I think they didn't announce it until Wednesday, though.
No, because they were both reading a comic book, and they both said, hey, let's go.
Right.
No, they just announced that.
I just love Nathan Frazier to Axiom. I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to experience NXT UK. I'm like, it's fucking A-Kid.
Yeah.
It's fucking A-Kid.
But I love that they played into that. I was like, that's brilliant stuff.
So funny.
Man, I'm so sorry you didn't get the kind of experience NXT UK. He just looks at him.
Yeah, no. And you can tell, but underneath the mask, he's probably like laughing his ass off, like I was fucking A-Kid. And yeah, somebody took away my feed. Now I can't see the show. But anyway, I got to keep this show going. Anyway,
I can turn my computer around. So
Jesse, it is now time for, ladies and gentlemen, the Clash happened. It was a short, easy in, easy out show.
Right.
Live from Cardiff, Wales. In the land of dragons and castles, lots of castles. What a setup they had too. The giant castle floating over top. That was actually a really cool design.
Wow, they do.
I thought the design was awesome.
They don't even have an updated card with that match on Wikipedia,
which is fine. But anyway, let's get to the castle. Like I said, guys, interrupt me when a result happens. We'll at least give people.
They're still doing a little bit of the pre-show.
Just take this and then put it up. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, put it right there. Jesse's got.
I got that one. Yeah, we're good.
I got two things turned around.
All right, we're good.
All right.
Oh, good. Oh, good. They're allowing Mackenzie to do her job without being interrupted by half the women's roster.
You're an idiot, Mackenzie, which is the constant in NXT.
It happens so often.
All right.
She's only trying to do her job.
So yes, it was a lovely
day.
Pay-per-view. over there in Cardiff.
It was a lovely day over there.
It was.
Corey Graves. Saxton, go outside and keep us updated on the sun.
Right.
I said I did not see the pre-show, the pre-match. This is Man Tag.
Street Profits took it.
Madcap Moss,
with
Street
Madcap
Profits,
over Alpha
Austin
Academy
Theory, and
Austin
Alpha Academy.
Theory.
Yeah, Austin Theory has his name back.
Austin Theory.
And Matthew Riddle.
Yeah, about to say, yeah.
Well, we already knew about Riddle.
They use the full name of Matthew.
We heard about a lot of these people were getting their names back. Now Gunther and Imperium are fine with their names because they probably told Triple H, you know what?
Well, not only that,
fine with it.
Well, but not only that, but I mean Giovanni Vinci, like you've said, it's worked out so well for him.
Well, they probably were just like, you know what? For what we're doing here, the names are fine.
Just keep the name. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, actually, it was interesting when they started chanting Walter in Cardiff.
Yeah,
Michael
I heard
Cole acknowledged it, which I thought was kind of a neat little thing there.
Yeah, there we go.
All
right, so
yeah,
to kick off the castle matches here.
Yep.
We have Damage Control against.
Now, by the way, like the music. The music was a decent run. I didn't hate the music.
Damage Control against Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. And Damage Control getting the win with Bianca getting pinned.
First time, I think, in like
almost a year.
Bayley,
almost a year,
yeah.
And Bayley pinning Bianca.
Yeah.
This match, honestly, was just a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
You had 6 women that knew what they were doing. I think if you really talk about the level of competition there, people would have probably looked at you and said the odd woman out was Alexa Bliss. She held her own just fine. She was very good.
I did love the crowd. The crowd was absolutely loving Bayley, and Bayley was hating every second of it.
But Bayley's a fan. So Bayley knows when you're supposed to be a bad guy, be a bad guy. Give them a reason to hate you if they're still loving on you. And she tried her damn.
She did, and it didn't quite work.
She tried so hard, Jesse.
Yeah,
but she even gave her favorite commentator crap too, and that didn't.
Well,
help.
of course.
Well, yes.
You know,
because the best relationship in all of wrestling right now is whatever's going
Michael
on
Cole
between
and
Cole and Bayley. It's so good.
It is so. Yeah, I love the match. It was great. Great interactions. Yeah.
This was a fun opener. It was quickly paced, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was really good.
When Bianca did the springboard off of the rope early in the match, and Io and Dakota grabbed both her hands, that was done very well.
Yes, it was.
That could have ended in a lot of bad ways.
Oh,
but again, 2 world-renowned professionals.
Right.
And once again, you were able to watch when Asuka was in the ring. Io was a much different competitor than with everybody else. But
I need this match, Triple H. I have never begged for anything before. I've never offered to do fellatio, but I will for this match. I want to see this match.
Wow.
Pro wrestling, the WWE needs Io versus Asuka. We have to, and you know what? He pissed me off. Yeah. Because he decided to tease all of us who know we want this match.
And by the way,
he had Michael Cole mention the fact that they were in the faction at Stardom. I was like, "Oh, you bitch! Why?"
10 years ago, too.
That'll be good.
Because he reads the Twitter post. He's like, "I'm going to tease all my fans with this shit." And you know what he did? He got a still of them during the match, and he posted a winky face with the picture. I'm like, "You bastard! Just come on, Papa H, just give it to me."
Well, he's forever messing with you.
We will.
He remembers the bottle, Jesse.
He remembers the bottle.
All right. Well, after that one,
I've actually heard that story told in a couple of wrestling circles recently. So I'm like, hey, I know that guy.
He remembers the bottle. I'm sorry. I was a kid.
Yeah, you know.
But you're not going to apologize for your Jets incidents?
No. No. They were deserving of whatever angry thing they got.
Okay.
Go ahead, Leroy.
All right. The next match, I think, besides the final match, this had to be one of the best matches of the night.
There is not a better match that has happened this year in any company. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
Sheamus and Gunther,
They beat the living hell out of each other.
Oh
Jesse, this is the type of match that Jim Cornette loves.
This is the type of match that Vince McMahon loves.
Yeah.
Well, this is as Jesse always says.
Big meaty men slapping the meat for about 20 minutes and getting real slappy dappy with it, pal. Yeah, this is great stuff.
Just FYI, folks, we don't have that sound on a board. That's just Jesse
that's
every
Jesse.
time. That's Jesse.
Right from the heart.
Yep.
When I get a new board, we
heart.
can record that, and I can hit that button anytime.
We just do it live.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Him doing it live is so much harder. But
fun.
no, Jesse, this was a match that any era of wrestling would have loved.
So good. Physical. The technicality. The fact that really people were like, man, it felt like Gunther was like dominating, but I'm like, no. Because every time Gunther thought he was really in control, all of a sudden Sheamus is like, I'm a veteran here, big boy.
The commentation kind of led you to Gunther was dominating, but then you look back on it, folks, Gunther's back was about as bloodied up as fucking Sheamus's front.
This was a physical fight.
They beat the hell out. And by the way, yes, you got some thigh slaps, but Gunther's a professional. He knows how to hide it.
Right.
It was.
Just look at that. I mean, Sheamus, his skin is lighter.
Yeah.
It will show up a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
But, oh, my God.
They beat the holy hell out of each other. And by the way, seeing Giovanni was a nice little
it was.
tidbit there.
To get Imperium. So apparently that is official. Imperium is back together.
Okay. So he's done in NXT
he's
then?
Done in NXT.
Now so he's going to keep the name. He's going to go back to the old idea of Imperium.
It sounds like it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think we're
good.
going to get the old music back, though.
By the way, folks.
And we're starting with Ricochet versus...
By the way, folks. Worlds Collide might take all the air out of the room by the end of this match.
Oh, yeah, Ricochet.
On your computer, turn up the volume a little bit. As long as it doesn't catch too much, we should be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, no, trust me, it'll pick up.
Yeah, it'll pick up. We're going to be careful. We got to be careful.
I pick up from the TV in the other room.
These two don't need commentary. There's no reason for commentary.
We're good.
Um,
Rewatch it later.
But anyway, but Jesse, this is...
Don't you tell me how to watch my pro wrestling, you son of a bitch.
You're in my house. You're in my house, my goddamn real. Shut up.
Jesse, he's not telling you, ASCAP's telling you.
They can suck my long black, you know what?
Yeah, fair enough.
They can suck my long black Ricochet. But yeah, so I love this match, and I also love the fact that Sheamus got his roses from that hometown crowd afterwards. Because we don't know how much longer. He's 42 now.
Yeah.
We don't know how much longer
he's also
going to be
had
able to
some
do
fairly
this.
significant injuries in his career.
So, that was awesome to see
the
him
Celtic
get his roses.
Warrior workouts on YouTube
are insane.
Remember when Asuka just killed the workout that one time?
It's like I forgot she was like a killer, and I still fell in love with her, and it was more, like she could hit me whenever in bed. Like I don't care.
And I don't know how you could fall in love with her even more, but okay.
Like
well, the tweet helped.
The tweets always help. That's my future wife right there. All right, next match.
Next match.
All right, the next match we got.
How long did they actually go?
That was 19 minutes and 33 seconds.
The disrespect on this entrance.
Yeah. Once again.
There you
go. Once again, I want to point out, Gunther makes a 20-minute match go by so quickly.
yeah. It didn't even feel like 20 minutes.
No.
And it was pretty good.
And I did like the way they started up. The other boys started beating on each other, and they just stood there waiting, and then the bell rang, and then they went at it.
And they fought off. Yeah.
That was great. Next match was the SmackDown Women Championship with Liv Morgan getting the pin over Shayna Baszler.
You did not have this, Jesse. When I saw this, I was like, Jesse's going to have to eat a little crow on that one.
Liv.
I thought I picked Liv to win.
You had Shayna destroying her.
But I thought I picked Liv to win.
We'd have to go listen again.
Damn.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go listen to the cast.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. This actually turned out to be more of a back and forth than I thought.
We all have so much shit going on that 24 hours is a long time.
For me, for sure.
Yeah.
So I might have to eat some crow on it. Well, this ended up turning out to be more back and forth than I thought it would be.
That's probably where I'm actually remembering correctly.
Yeah.
You thought Shane. Yeah, you thought Liv might.
Because I thought Liv would get the. I thought Liv would get the win because the story they would tell us she's more experienced.
Does this fix the booking issue, or does it at least get us in the right direction?
So it gets us in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah, it did look better because she hit one move and then she hit her finisher right afterwards, which is a good way to do it because it stuns her so she can get that.
I also thought a good way of telling this story as well was the fact that they did show us the video of her training with Riddle.
And a big shout out to Liv for her ring gear. shout out to Sensational
Sherry.
That was a great sort of little thing there. Yep.
That was really
and by
awesome.
the way, WWE.
Lovely.
Now, I think Vince would have done this too. This is probably already in the works, but WWE, lot of love to past great matches that have happened in the UK. Obviously, there was the Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog. Davey Boy. What a match that was.
Of course, he got an incredibly loud pop.
Yeah, because he's not.
When he's not talking, he's still Bret Hart.
Exactly.
Bret Hart. And,
he got a loud pop because Jesse wasn't there behind him. Anyway.
And Davey's family was there, too.
Oh, yeah. No, it's always good to see Davey's family. But, God. But once again, folks.
One of his daughters looks just like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we ever do a watch-along, that's going to have to be in our top 5 things to do is that match because that match was...
incredible.
The greatest greatest SummerSlam match of all time.
It was incredible.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And to think, it headlined. It was for the Intercontinental title, too.
Yeah.
It wasn't a world title match.
Michael Cole actually mentioned one of the few times the Intercontinental title was in the main event.
Yeah.
But a lot of love to past people. We got a Robbie Brookside mention in there,
which
folks,
awesome.
which heads up to Corey there for that.
Is Xia still signed with them, or did she ask for a release?
Xia Li?
No, Xia Brookside is his daughter.
Well, Robbie's still working in NXT.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, no, that's good.
All right. But there was a lot of great, it's interesting. They always do a lot of what is called B-roll footage at pay-per-views for like the cities that they're in and everything. A lot of this was really well done. A lot of tasteful stuff done. All right, next match.
Oh, that was wow. That
was incredible.
Incredible.
You got a text
back
message,
and back
by the way,
with
Jesse. I'll...
Ignore it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever it is doesn't love me. They're not important enough.
So anyway,
I hope that's not a death in the family. I will feel terrible.
No.
All right. Next up, we have Edge and Mysterio against the Judgment Day, with Edge and Ray getting the win over Judgment Day.
And of course, the UK crowd thinks Metalingus. I'm sorry. I get it mixed up sometimes.
Metalingus.
Can I ever get you off of Kana-chan in less than 2 matches? Is it ever possible for me to get you off of her for 2 matches?
Get me off of her is difficult.
There we go. And we all thought that Dominic would do something in the match to screw them over, but
I was wrong there.
He helped them win.
This was a better story.
You think so?
Because even though Judgment Day lost, they gained a lot.
Yeah.
Well, they did. I think it was kind of interesting when Dominic went over and nutshotted Edge.
Edge's reaction
and his shoe fell off.
Priceless.
It was great.
Edge's reaction just
great.
Stoically standing there, falling to the ground.
Yes, it was great.
Just great.
But I'm glad Dominic grabbed his other shoe and took his other shoe off.
And what a lariat he gave to his pops.
Oh, my God.
What a lariat. And yes, folks, that was a lariat.
That was a good hit.
Oh,
wow.
What a lariat.
And then people were giving him crap because he ripped his shirt off and the way he looked. But I understand for him ripping the shirt off because
he's still a kid.
But
he hasn't gotten in the gym the way that most of these guys do. So.
And he should. But it was a Mysterio shirt, so he had to get rid of the shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, seeing the reaction of Finn Balor and them sitting there.
Oh, Finn played it like he
laughing
Finn
hysterically.
Character Finn thought this was the funniest shit he'd ever seen.
Oh yeah,
he was literally on the floor, rolling on the floor, laughing. Like it was so well done.
So I think it'll be the 2 biggest things for Monday night that we're going to see is Bianca and Bayley.
Yeah.
And then what is a continuation with Dom and his dad?
Well, clearly Judgment Day's got more stuff coming, which is nice to see. Finn's still the leader, so Jesse can, keep going on that because he's like.
Well, I'm about to say any group he's in, usually he's going to be the lead.
Yeah.
Is this going to happen, or officially Dominic is going to be part of Judgment Day?
I don't know because last night he basically walked out without them.
True.
Yeah.
Or maybe, wow, the disrespect from Ricochet. Or maybe this is a longer storyboard to
taking the mask off,
to Dom becoming Daddy Dom to Rhea Ripley.
Oh,
who's your puppy?
He'll be wearing this shirt. I'm your puppy.
And then they'll have to kind of bring Buddy Murphy back because they got to squash that, and then they'll have to make that work.
Well, Buddy's not doing anything in AEW.
He ain't doing shit in AEW.
He ain't doing nothing. All right, Leroy. Next match.
All right, the next match, and this was another banger of it too. Seth frickin' Rollins and good old Matt Riddle. Was Seth
Elton John versus Patrick Starr from Bikini Bottom, but anyway, go on.
Yeah, that's right. The outfit
if Jesse was paying attention, you might have actually.
I heard you. I'm commenting with people and stuff like that.
Clara loved
Seth.
There's
a lot going on.
Clara did love Seth's outfit when he's coming out.
Of course.
She thought it was really cool.
Of course.
Well, he was a peacock on Peacock.
It was honor of
straight off of Elton John's movie.
It's a movie. Yes, it was.
Yes.
He was a peacock on Peacock.
Seth frickin' Rollins getting this first pay-per-view win in a long time.
15 matches.
That's
he kind of needed it.
Yeah. Did he though? He made himself into such a douche.
Right. Well, I will say in this case he did need it, because like I tell people, because people still count the Roman thing as a loss. I'm like, he didn't lose, he won.
Yeah.
Roman got himself DQ'd.
Yeah.
So at some point, I'm thinking in the next 2 months we're going to go back to that.
Probably.
But
because remember, the list came out on WWE's official page of all the people that Roman has beat. Seth is not on that list
because he didn't beat.
They
Seth.
took Bray off it.
Yes.
Interestingly enough.
Yes.
They took Bray off.
They did take Bray off.
The Fiend's on there because obviously that's who he pinned to begin with.
No, he pinned Braun. Well, we'll be back tomorrow.
Well, no. Fiend was first, then Braun.
Yeah.
They were the first two people on the list.
Well, it's Roman's official list, which was kind of a lie because it's like, dude, he never actually pinned the Fiend. But, yeah, like I said, this match is great.
Oh, my God, what did I just watch?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
What did I just watch?
That, we're going to see it again.
Oh,
so,
God in hell. It was so...
Woo! So, Ricochet tried to go into a flip Pele and got caught.
You know what the sad part is? After this match, you're going to get a bunch of people being like, I've always been a Carmelo... No, you haven't. Like a lot of you are just discovering Carmelo Hayes in the last 2 weeks. But anyway, next match there, Leroy.
Yeah, it was and Riddle could take the loss because they're going to continue with him.
Well, him
Riddle with Seth calling him a loser, he's going to keep going with that.
Riddle was fine. Riddle was perfectly fine. But Jesse, your thoughts on Riddle and Seth?
Like I said, I thought it was excellent. Them getting physical when Seth once again brought up the ex-wife, and really the only reason Riddle lost his match was because he lost school.
Yeah,
it was the only reason he lost the match.
You know, I give Matt a lot of credit. He really has been able to stick to the plan here,
right?
To the story, despite what's been happening. So,
right.
Yeah. But having this match on right before the main event, there's a reason why you waited for this match later in the show, because this match, it's interesting. I don't think there was really a bad match on this card. There really wasn't a stinker.
No.
I
mean, the Liv Shayna one kind of felt like the downer one just because of what it came after.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, no, this was a perfectly matched card. There was just some stuff after the main event which we're going to get into that made it feel a little weird as it went off the air.
It's the UK fans.
Yeah,
that was wow. That was a good
special.
One there.
Mm-hmm.
Bless me, thank me, I'm welcome.
Mm-hmm.
That was a headache. Yeah,
I've never seen Trick so happy. For those of you
in a replay.
Ooh,
yeah, that was a good hit.
That hurt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Folks, let me tell you something. If you're not watching Worlds Collide with us right now, we're all going to go back and watch this with sound later on, because this is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, no, okay, so now we move on to the main event.
Roman Reigns.
Jesse,
and
you
Drew.
were predicting for a long time, and it didn't happen, but boy, was it still a really good match.
I think all of us thought Drew was going to take it.
Take something.
Yeah.
Took an ass whooping.
Oh.
Well, he didn't take an ass whooping per se. Because to be fair, he was dominating Roman at the beginning of this thing.
He was.
If not for carrying cross throwing a water bottle.
Is it me or Roman? People think Roman's just been this sort of stoic, arrogant character. Mm-hmm. In matches, he's really been able to portray.
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for? God, what is it? Not fear. He's been able to portray essentially the ability to know that he's
control.
No, not even that. He's been able to portray the thought of we got to get in and get out. Like I mean, like I can't let this guy keep building.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
All I know is he's just been. He is. It's weird. He's emoting more now as a heel than he was as a face.
Ooh, got caught to his jaw. Sorry. Yeah, so I got caught right to his jaw.
We could have just done a watch-along day instead of a show, but we had to get the show.
We'll do both. But here's the thing. It's more emotion.
Yep.
It's the fact that, like, also what he's learned to do since fans have been back is the way he makes you quiet down during a match because you're like, I got to hear him talking shit.
Yeah.
Because he's constantly kind of telling the story while talking shit. And it's, by the way, so there was a spot, of course, where this motherfucker decides in the middle of a match to grab a mic to tell the crowd to acknowledge him, and then he just eats a headbutt.
Yeah. Which, by the way, for how much sweat they had on them, the sweat flying made that really just...
Yeah, it made it look terrible. So
I obviously read the spoiler, but I didn't... see it later on. When Austin Theory came out, I didn't realize how quickly Tyson Fury just stood up and said, "You ain't ruining this match."
Yeah, he just knocked him out.
Tyson Fury was just like, "Nope."
And to give Austin credit,
he sold it like that.
Oh,
he
God,
basically went like
did. He was
mummy.
like,
yep.
And then he just...
I was like...
For those of you that don't think Austin Theory is one of the best workers they have in wrestling right now.
You're lying to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And for those who thought Triple H would bury him, I'm like, the guy who put him in the way so he could push him was going to bury Austin Theory.
He was
That's
also,
crazy.
and by the way, before those allegations, which were never went anywhere,
Right.
because again, they investigated those pretty heavy. Sadly, Velveteen nothing, but he screwed up everything afterwards.
He screwed up his own chance.
There's more stuff coming out.
We're not going to talk about that today. We'll save that for next week when we're not watching this amazing pay-per-view. But anyway, no, I will say this. Jesse, they were high on him long before the way.
Yeah, they were.
He was getting main event style matches.
He was already on Raw because Paul Heyman was high on him.
Yeah.
And people forget was in the
they had to bring him back, and they had to rebuild him as a not sympathetic, but they had to make him more of a real guy in the way, and then they were able to turn him back into.
They basically made him a cult follower, which Paul was doing well, and then when Vince took it back over, it was just it was a mess. But Austin Theory's a guy you can build around.
Yeah. Oh, dang! I must be behind you guys.
What, you see the...
I just saw the superplex. So,
yeah.
So I'm obviously a little behind.
This is weird, yeah. Each screen is like a half second off. Oh, yeah.
Was that a Northern Lights, though? Let's see.
No, that was just a straight
suplex.
That was just a straight superplex.
Damn.
But no, so Jesse, we also... Now, Austin gets knocked out, and then somebody showed up.
Yeah.
Solo Sikoa has now officially done what everyone thought he would do like 2-3 months ago, and he joined his cousin, and he's in the bloodline.
And they're using his name, not his given name. His ring name
his
from
Solo
NXT.
Sikoa name.
Well, but Triple H
And
is
they
the
did
guy
make
who's like,
reference to
I
it.
built this name in NXT. It's on our television. Our fans watch all the shows. Why would I change it when he gets to the main roster?
Now, here's two things. One, it protects Drew in a loss.
Yep.
So that I was over with pretty quickly.
He was the only member of the family that could fly international.
For obvious reasons.
For 6 or 7 reasons in the state of Florida.
Maybe 3 for certain drug reasons.
Yeah.
In the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
But guys, you gotta get cleaned up because that
and Sammy died on Friday.
Well, Sammy was murdered.
Yeah, yes.
By Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
So we knew he wasn't gonna make it. But yeah, we're getting through. No.
I almost thought it was a triple there, but nope.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Hey, all right, boys, come on. Little more here. We got this. We can do this. All right, but Solo comes out. Jesse, you were on number 2.
Oh, and then and the second thing that was really important here was the fact that as Roman's leaving. By the way, this is the way the pay-per-view probably should have went off.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Is that he barely acknowledged him until they got to the top of the ramp.
Yeah,
that was 2 7/8.
So, you love pro wrestling, bitch. Don't act like you can look away.
I can do it because I'm not in the middle of the thought.
That's true. Well, I can be in the middle of the thought and look. I do it all the time. That's why I'm single. So that had a different connotation to it.
Yes, it did.
That's okay.
Yes, it did.
Is that the fact that he hasn't actually fully acknowledged him at all? So
yeah,
SmackDown now becomes very interesting to see how that dynamic works out.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a very, very interesting.
Sorry, somebody whacked the microphone.
It's okay.
Careful.
We do this show live. Things happen live. We get it.
No problem.
No, but anyway, so but that's my thing. So coming out of this,
4.5 show out of 5 to me.
To me, I thought it was a 5 out of 5 because here's the deal: you're going back to a place that we've been making the jokes on the show that the UK fans will show up for anything. Yeah.
Sure.
But we didn't know what we were gonna get.
No.
After 30 years.
No.
You also, like I said, you didn't have a downer. Liv and Shayna. If that's the worst match on your show,
it's a pretty good show.
You had a good match.
You
had
a
5 for 5 big man match.
Yeah.
You had Roman not look weak at all.
Poison Rana. Ooh.
They tried it.
Shit.
But that was just it. No. I actually thought it was a 5 for 5 because for me, you had a lot to do with only 6-7 matches.
Right.
Tonight, everyone's going to say this is a 5 with 14 matches. But
Yeah,
if you can stay awake for the main event.
No, like this NXT show is gonna be better than All Out. So, but yeah, no, I agree with you. I can put it about. I can put it at a 5 too.
Yeah, the opening match is going to be better than like half this card. That still has to come tonight.
It is so far. Did you get a win there?
Yeah,
Carmelo got the retain.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to see the replay.
Here's the thing, though. Of course, Melo was going to retain.
Well, yeah, I think
Ricochet taking his ass back.
The guy doing the Rock impression at ringside is actually hilarious. Look at he's got a spot on Rock at ringside. This is great.
Where is he? Oh no, I want to see the replay.
Right there.
I missed that.
Right there. It's the guy in the sunglasses, the bald guy in the sunglasses.
Yeah, I just saw him.
Yeah. But anyway, no. So Jesse, coming out of this. Like you said, the SmackDown guys can probably spend a day or two to recover, especially Sheamus and Gunther.
Take the Monday flight.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they need to.
But yeah, no, I mean, Jesse, coming out of this, Triple H, well, okay, obviously NXT is probably going to look a lot different coming out of Worlds Collide.
Right.
But coming out of this, Triple H, in a lot of ways, in what I think Vince would have done a more of a throwaway show just to keep the people happy, he really made a lot of things move forward on this show.
And he also made the night feel important.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
Which is going to be huge.
That was the other reason why I said 5 out of 5. You actually made me believe in this is not only going to be a future thing, but you made me believe the importance of it.
Right.
Again, the B-roll footage was one of the best they've done in a while. With the castles and all this and all that.
They also did the stuff where Drew had the video with Broken Dreams back, the Becky video, the one I wasn't expecting, of course, the Cody video.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good stuff going on.
Well, but I think that's indicative of Triple H's reign so far. Is he's going to throw a lot at you,
right,
in a very short period of time, but they're all memorable,
right?
Which is something that I think All Elite has done a very poor job of. Is you've given me a lot in 4 years, not a lot of it I remember until I have to for a show,
right?
There we go. Yeah.
If we were Jesse, if this was just you and me, and we didn't have the show, and we were just talking wrestling all the time, we were not probably going to remember half of the stuff that's happening.
No.
Because we just have to remind ourselves of it.
Because there's just a lot going on.
There's just so much.
There's so much going on.
And it's like I actually want to bring up AEW again because again they have a pay-per-view tonight. We've already talked about the matches on the other one. Go ahead and look up our stuff. Allison did a great job, mostly because everyone loves the fact that she gave Leroy two in your own house. Just take the L and shut up. Anyway,
to be fair to you, Leroy, she really also gave it to her future hubby too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Nobody thinks that's funny anymore because they just expect it.
Yeah.
But no, Jesse, that's the other thing. Okay, 6 matches, 7.
Yeah.
Literally half.
Yeah.
Of what we're getting tonight.
Right.
In half the time, he made a show where even a bunch of hardcore AEW stands are like, not really a bad match on the card.
was pretty good all the way through.
So, I mean, that's the thing, Jesse, is...
With still a lot of intrigue going into this upcoming week.
Yeah, so, but that's just my whole thing, is it also feels like every AEW pay-per-view, it feels like they're killing their own TV.
Right.
It feels like they're...
Yeah.
Go ahead, Leroy.
Yeah, Leroy, go ahead.
What?
I thought you were going to say something.
No, yeah. I totally agree with that. I mean, you get a hype on like the pay-per-view and stuff like that, and then you get to the Wednesday night show, and it's like, bleh.
Give Vince a lot of credit where it's due. He was thinking very long term.
Well, he always...
That's not an excuse, though.
I'm not giving it an excuse. But, Jesse, he thought long term.
Sure.
But the problem is
But that's not an excuse for how things were booked.
Yeah.
I have seen... One thing I've always respected about you, especially as a Viking fan, even more than a wrestling fan, is how honest you are about your team. Mm-hmm. When there's bullshit, and it's like, there's no excuse for this, you're on it. That's what a fan probably should do. I've always said in movie fandom, there's nothing wrong with as a fan. As a Star Wars fan, I can tell you, I like the last of the new 3 movies, but I can tell you, I have every understanding of why people might have hated the last 2 of the trilogy.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
There's a lot of bullshit that I can beat for beat.
Do you think they would still hate that? Just to kind of go on a different topic for a second, since Leroy's trying to feed his 2 kids. Do you think...
Didn't realize he left.
Yeah. Do you think that if they hadn't switched directors... Because they fixed it for the 3rd one. But do you think that if J.J. Abrams was able to tell his full trilogy...
It should have been one guy, one trilogy, yes.
Yeah, okay.
It would have just felt better.
Yeah.
It would have flowed better. And Rian Johnson could defend his movie, he should.
Yeah.
But I've always also gone like, listen...
But he basically had to rewrite his version of the 3rd movie because he had to go off what Ryan had already done.
And try to close it all off together.
Yeah.
So the 3rd movie felt like even a bigger mess than it needed to feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, the biggest thing is that, yeah, he might have been doing really long-term storytelling, but it does not excuse some of the stories he was telling in between.
Excuse the choking that Jesse has in his voice right now. He's watching Sakamura highlights, and he's just like...
Well, that's the baddest bitch on the planet. Oh, my God, poor Kaylee Ray got kicked in the skull.
Yep.
Speaking of a bad bitch, there's Beth Phoenix. So, yeah, it's... Long-term storytelling only feels like good long-term storytelling when it makes sense. And it has to make sense.
Well, Jesse, I'm not here to say that Vince hit a home run each time. A lot of times he hit a lot of foul balls. He did. But he at least was thinking long.
I'm going to be real. A lot of times he struck the fuck out.
That's fair. But my point is that, Jesse, there is something to be said for your pay-per-views feel like endings because your shows really don't have anything compelling to keep me interested after you've had the blow-ups.
Well, and then, like I said, the biggest surprise when it comes to Triple H that you could have not made me believe about what he's doing now 20 years ago is the fact that everything has its own beat, its story beat. And so...
Well, but that was NXT...
Black and Gold.
Yeah, Black and Gold. Every match, you would jump from Raquel and Dakota. By the way, I'm surprised they didn't lead on...
Who is that laid out there?
That's Roddy.
That's Roddy.
Oh.
Roddy's been laid out. But that was my thing, Jesse. We're getting a little off topic because we're getting a little stagnant in the show. It's a little, But hey, guys, guess what? We're still more on point than Dynamite. Anyway.
That's just a mess is what that is.
But my point is, Jesse.
Keep talking again.
When they had Raquel and Dakota in NXT, not on Raw, I'm surprised they didn't allude to it more on Raw. I thought there'd be more to that. But
yeah, I thought they would add more to that, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, when you watched those shows, when you were watching Raquel and Dakota, you didn't know that Adam Cole and the UE hadn't even been out there yet. You didn't know that. But then when the UE came out, you forgot all about Raquel and Dakota.
Well, he also, like he's doing now on the main roster, he made it feel like a full world in the back of NXT Black and Gold.
Most of the parking lot.
It really is the most dangerous parking lot on the planet. Roddy was just found in the parking lot.
Yes.
This is the most dangerous parking lot in the world.
Is it going to be more incentive or more for the Creed brothers to perform then, I'm guessing?
Creed brothers are already...
Well, they're going to perform anyway.
Also, based on how they've built this, they don't care that much about Roddy's opinion anyway, so that's not really that much of a
Well, it looked like they had remorse for him getting his ass kicked.
It's over now because they have to go back and do business. But anyway, so Jesse, my point is, does Clash of the Castle, because it's now so long, it's the first big event that Triple H has had to do.
Right. Where
does this fall on indie talent and an AEW talent who, sorry, Tony, when the contract's up, you no longer quote your phrase. You don't own them, Tony. He never said it, but he basically said it.
He basically said it.
Yeah. Where does this fall for people whose deals are about to be? Because, Jesse, here's the deal. You could be a jobber in AEW, which is saying something, but if you call Triple H and he likes anything, because remember in the interview with Ariel, he talked about Braun Strowman. They weren't really high on him, and Triple H is like, "Nah, we got to bring this guy in. Right. Personality, we got to get this guy in."
Right.
So, where does this land for people who are like?
Well, basically, you have a home. You can do an idea. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You won't be buried for it if it doesn't work.
He almost seems more open than Tony used to be.
Right.
Because Tony's now all Vincey, being like,
right.
Gallus looks like $1 million.
Oh yeah,
they look great.
But yeah, it's one of those things. You have a home.
Yeah, folks, the show's gonna be a little stagnant today, but that's what happens.
For a little bit.
We also didn't have a lot of topics to get through, so.
Well, Jesse, remember, AEW was quiet by their standards. WWE has had nothing leaked since.
You know what? Let's
started.
get into another topic really quick that we need to get into. Unfortunately, Jim Cornette calls him shit stain.
Oh.
I caught him the cancer of the ass of life.
Oh my god. Jerry Springer light.
Oh.
He's also been called a fucking useless piece of shit. This guy decided first he had 3 terrible statements. We alluded to one on Thursday, but now let me get to the big one I think first.
Yeah, please do.
So he decided to go, so guys, I wanted to admit to you, I wasn't supposed to talk about this, but I, for a short while, was an advisor for the USA Network about WWE through the network. And I was there doing some of the advisement during the worst creative stretch in the last 4 years.
Yep.
Number one, why would you once again, because he's done this a lot, put your name on the worst stretch of creative?
Yep.
Because he's brainless.
For those of you that don't know, let me fill in the blanks. Jesse's getting to his point. Let me fill in the blanks. He was sent home by Spike TV.
Correct.
They didn't want him involved.
Correct.
Yep. So, Dixie Carter, douchebag Dixie Carter, the whore of Nashville, as Jesse has referred to.
That's putting it lightly.
Fair enough.
It's so true.
D-Bag Carter, DDC, not
double dick down Carter.
Okay, fair enough. She had him as an advisor in secret because she never knew anything about the wrestling business and thought Vince Russo was the success of the Attitude Era, not the multi-billionaire who had a network quality studio at his behest.
Kill me.
He reportedly was found out, and all of a sudden, because he sent an email to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, and because Dixie lied to Mike after that, Mike printed the email, which he had every right to do. It was in his possession.
Correct.
There was no legal document saying it wasn't meant for you.
Correct.
But anyway, then Spike TV cancels TNA.
Yes, they do.
Because they were paying half the roster.
Yes, they were.
Because Dixie ran out of money because her daddy cut her off.
Because she's a dumbass.
So then he tried to do the same, which he admitted on his show, which is what got Jim Cornette's legendary rant up.
Yes.
He called Destination America, who, by the way, they were off of that channel real quick.
I think only a year they were there.
Wonder why.
Well, easy to find out why.
Because he called and said, they don't know what they're doing. I'm the guy. You got to hire me. But he wouldn't call Dixie. He called the network.
Yep.
And yet Dixie still defended him, which was...
Well...
right then and there, we got nothing else to say. But anyway, so Jesse, this is the third network, because Pop TV there is no network. Pop TV was the frickin' TV Guide channel.
Correct.
So they were on at a time nobody watched. But anyway, which is sad because that was actually a really good era for them. Was the Pop TV?
It was
era.
decent.
It was all right. But anyway, so what Jesse's alluding to, he announces he was a consultant for Universal in as Jesse pointed out, one of the worst creative slumps they were in for a long time. Now you may finish. I just had to get that out.
So he probably talks about the dying days of WCW. And I do mean dying days of WCW.
But he looks at them so glowing.
He was a big part of that.
He was the reason.
He talked about basically the end of TNA even making an attempt to compete with WWE. One, because of Hogan, and two, because of him. And now he talks about being an advisor during...
At least Eric is the only one willing to admit he basically was there for the paycheck.
The worst era of WWE creative in the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. This guy's a fucking idiot. He is a cancer to pro wrestling. I don't even know why Sportskeeda has him on. Like, they undermine their own journalists even doing a podcast.
His name.
With this idiot.
Unfortunately, his name.
His name's not good in wrestling circles, but it's apparently good in entertainment circles.
It's known. People, you say
why?
Because people say it, and they know who he is.
Jesse, email Sportskeeda and tell them our show's probably better to replace his show. Like,
oh, well, go
guys,
for it.
We'll do the podcast for you.
Damn right.
Save yourself the stress.
And you won't have to listen to that for 3 hours.
This dude...
We got to negotiate how much we're going to get paid.
This fucking idiot...
You know what?
After Dakota... let me finish this statement. After Dakota Kai returns, this fucking imbecile
this moment, yeah.
talks about how... Bro, she's not attractive enough to be on TV.
Is he gay?
No, he's Christian.
Well, he can still be gay. He must like men.
No.
Nothing against that.
No.
He's only had sex with one woman his whole life, his high school sweetheart.
Oh, my. Then he needs to have sex with more women.
He can't. He's a Christian boy.
Last time I checked, the ratings have gone up since Triple H took over, brought back Dakota Kai. And a lot of this other talent.
Also, what was the most shocking moment in the women's match? It wasn't even Bayley.
No.
It was Dakota Kai.
Yes.
Because technically Io was still in her contract. Her contract was just coming up.
Right.
We still don't have the figures on how long she's re-signed yet.
4-year deal.
Really?
4-year deal.
Okay.
Okay,
so she's okay with staying in America then for a while.
Yes.
Okay.
But you know, Dakota Kai,
Jesse needs that match. Come on, Papa H.
Immediately.
She is a good-looking woman. She's not my type.
Oh, no. Let me just say this. I think Dakota Kai is very, very beautiful. But the problem to me with that statement isn't even about how he feels about her looks.
It's that he said it.
It's that he said it.
He put his ugly mug. He made his ugly mug world champion in WCW.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all forgot about that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't.
Oh, I'd never forgotten.
I remember it.
David Arquette was a better world champion.
David was probably better than Hogan, too.
Well, that's not saying much.
But I enjoyed Dakota
I also find
Kai.
it funny how A&E's finishing up their biography
we'll
series.
Let you finish that. Sorry about that.
AEW's finishing up their biography series. They'll still put Hogan in there, but they won't let Vince in there.
Right. Right. Go ahead.
But I love that Dakota Kai was back. I loved watching her in the ring. I mean, that's...
But remember, Vince Russo...
He once said about Alexa Bliss,
yeah,
bro, she doesn't get a nose job, man. She'll never be world champion. Meanwhile... At the time, she was a former 3-time Raw Women's Champion. Who the fuck would listen to this dude about pro wrestling?
And the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion. Or technically that was Becky.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would you listen to this dude about anything?
Yeah.
But he's going on, their looks. No. Somebody said that, well, you just like it because of the way she looks. No, I'm actually watching them perform. I see him as a wrestler. Not as an object, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I see him as. And I'm like, and if they're attractive beyond that, hey, that's wonderful. But seeing them perform in the ring is the one thing I look forward to.
And Brooks and Jensen are gone. First team gone.
Mark Coffey is just
he's a
beast. That's Mark in there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, he's a big
Because Joe's on the outside.
That's Joe right
there. Okay. Now, to be very clear, the second statement... This fucking idiot. So the second one, I believe, was about. Wasn't it about?
Oh, he made a few lately. So.
What was the second? Do you remember the second one?
Before we go on to the fans to our live watching, that stare down or the fact that Brooks and Jensen are out first, I think it's almost confirming Jesse's rumor.
Yeah, they're going out to the main roster.
They're going to get called up. Yeah.
I don't remember what he said. He said so many things lately.
Well, there was the network.
And then
there was Dakota Kai.
and
which
then
I touched on already.
Yeah, and then oh god, what did he say?
There was the other one that was big news this week, and I'm like 20-something years later, and this fucking idiot is still relevant.
He's relevant because there's Jesse. Okay, this is going to be a little harsh even to the AEW smarks. We're on the same page.
I'm going to make you pause for a second. Guys, I know we've been going for about a couple hours, and I'm happy to make you guys laugh. Actually, a couple people kind of, it looks like maybe popped in and said LOL.
Yeah.
And we're happy to always
make them laugh,
you happy, make you laugh, and get your wrestling news from us. But also remember to take care of your mental health. I know there was a point in time that I also needed to see a therapist, and here is our sponsor, BetterHelp, to help you get your help. Thank you to our sponsor at BetterHelp. And you know who needs better help? Vince Russo. You know, I
don't think he can get any more help.
You know what? You're right. I think a therapist would sit down with him for 10 minutes and be like, dude, I usually never swear at patients, but I think you're a fucking idiot. And I think you should leave. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send you your money back to your insurance company because you're just an idiot. You're the lowest totem pole of stupid. You know, people get on Jim Cornette for being an old curmudgeon, and I'm one of them. I am.
At least Jim admits.
But let me say this about Jim.
Yes.
There's a lot of history of him understanding the business. He was a major booker for Mid-South Wrestling, a major booker during the good days of WCW, during the good days of WWF/WWE.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling, underrated.
Yeah, Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Did a lot of good work in OVW for WWE as well. Did a lot of good work in Impact for a while as well. The guy gets it. So, yeah, he has some curmudgeon he takes at times. And you're just like, here goes old fucking curmudgeon-y. You know, like he was talking about he couldn't stand all the flippy stuff in the Will Ospreay match with the Pac in Death Triangle.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he's not going to be someone who likes that kind of stuff.
No, yeah.
So if you listen to his review, it's funny because you'll actually hear Brian Lassus agree with him. Because Brian's like, actually, I thought it was pretty good. Like, it was fun.
Yeah. Well, that's the one nice thing is people have to understand. He and Brian will agree a lot of the time.
Sure.
However, Brian is a lot more open to modern wrestling.
Right.
He just understands what we've been trying to explain to people. Tony is putting on the worst version of modern wrestling.
Yeah.
And yet, if Vince Russo got a job at AEW, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
That's true.
I mean, the women not being on the show. I mean, they might be on the show more if they would be willing to wear less clothes, I guess.
Yeah, no. Let's take Serena.
Dallas is gone.
Let's take Serena Deeb and let's turn one of the best ring generals in all of wrestling into a Stacy Keibler type character. Nothing against Stacy,
right.
That was the era,
right.
But Serena Deeb does not need to be doing that.
She's a wrestler's wrestler.
Yes. Mercedes Martinez wouldn't sniff television.
So anybody listening to Vince Russo, I hope you are doing it for the entertainment value.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why would you even think for 20 seconds that anything that he has to say about pro wrestling matters? This guy is a fucking idiot. The shit-stained comments by Jim Cornette don't go far enough. The comments from Michael Hayes years ago of this dude's a blight isn't far enough. This dude is worthless to pro wrestling. Worthless. Talking about Dakota Kai doesn't look good enough. Bro! Your favorite word, by the way, Vince. Bro! Will you look in a mirror? You've never been good looking. And you definitely weren't a wrestler, but somehow you made yourself world champion. You know, it was funny. When Vince did it, it made sense. He literally vacated the title after like a week. You know, like it made story sense. So, like, yeah, it was a little egotistical because now it's on his resume that he was a former champion in his own company. But it made story sense. It just.
Oh, yeah. Here's the comment from 3 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe now you are starting to fully understand why those same dinosaurs who add nothing, that's in caps, to the WWE product in 2022 are still there. You know who I'm talking about. Reason they all know where the bodies are buried. Bottom line, they are the ones who've killed the business.
Is he talking about Triple H and Shawn Michaels?
Well, it was 3 months ago.
So he's talking about Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Killed the wrestling business. You know what's funny? WWE seems to be doing really well this past month and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The comment you're thinking specifically on Triple H was they bastardized their show making a big change after making big changes to Raw. Blames greed for the current situation.
Yeah, because turning a former pro fighter, one of the first original MMA fighters, he gets into pro wrestling, and you turn him into a Sub-Zero character was such a great fucking idea. We all know who I'm talking about, Vince. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Would you like me to read that entire quote from his YouTube channel?
Ahead.
I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I think someone wrote this out and didn't listen to it because Bro is nowhere near this. But anyway.
Well, I'm glad they deleted.
I am going to give some.
They edited it.
All right.
Yeah.
I am going to give to the feature writer. It looks like this is a Indian name. I'm probably going to get this wrong. Pratya Ghosh.
Oh, Pratyagushi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna give credit to this writer. I want to make one thing perfectly clear. That ... Probably Bro was the 3 dots.
Bro was a lot. Yeah.
Triple H has come forward and says he wants Raw to go down to 2 hours. Guys, I'm not gonna feel sorry for them that Raw is 3 hours. They bastardized their own product in order to take that paycheck for the extra hour. It's called greed, and it's also called business. That's why the show is 3 hours. They bastardized their show to get the extra hour paycheck.
Triple H shouldn't do that. That's not Triple H's fault.
Yeah, if he's referring back to the whole company, okay, but not just on him.
The problem is they don't have the writers to write a compelling 3-hour show. Just because you are a wrestler, it does not make you a television writer. Two completely different things. Ed Ferrara and I wrote 9 3-hour nitros. No problem, bro. That's actually in there. We had absolutely no problem because we're writers. And when we had a long cast of characters, it was not an issue for us. If you're not a writer and you don't know how to write a television show and format a television show, 3 hours is going to feel like an eternity.
Oh, my God.
Coming from the guy who got all of his shit from the fucking Jerry Springer show.
Leroy, I want to remind you that back in 2000, Nitro was so bad. Good job by the ref on that. Nitro. God damn, they just beat up the ref. Gallus, go to the back. You lost, boys. Jesus
They're
Christ.
just mad.
Here's the thing. So back in 2000, during the time where WCW, because of guys like Vince Russo, went to 3 hours, they had 1 full hour once of matches so bad, in segments so bad, that WWE got a full 50% boost. Let me tell you what happened during that hour. For some reason, Nitro Girls were mud wrestling. No one fucking knows why. We still don't know why. It just showed up on the show.
The Vicky Stephanie thing was fun. It was a nice little send off to Vicky,
but it was story
because they were treating Vicky like a pig, essentially.
Right,
that was the story.
Yeah, because Vicky was I forget which one of the divas it was, like a pig, and so when she got fired,
it was AJ Lee, wasn't it?
It might have been AJ Lee. So when she got fired, she got tossed in there.
Yeah.
And holy shit!
Yep.
Backstab.
Yep.
Backstab by the other Diamond member.
Pretty Deadly's taking all of it. Did I?
They are.
Did I pick? I picked Pretty Deadly.
You did.
I did pick Pretty Deadly.
Wow.
I did pick Pretty Deadly.
Oh, it hasn't not totally confirmed yet,
Oh, it's going to happen.
But we're working on it.
But anyway, Jesse,
yeah.
To the comments officially, these are his comments about Triple H and Io Sky and Dakota Kai.
Yep, they got it.
Yep. All right. So anyway, he was talking about. Basically, here's the title of the article. The party is over. Wait till Monday Night Football starts. Wait till Monday Night Football starts. The party's over. It is over. Triple H's party is over. This is a fucking quote. He said the same sentence 4 times.
Well,
hold on. We're not done. There were a million. This is real. This is real. There were a million times during this show where the audience watching at home would have turned over to a football game. A million times. And all I'm seeing is longer matches. There are still no stories. Yeah, you're the guy we want stories from. Viagra on a pole? Mm-hmm. This is not writing. Will you stop with the love for Triple H? Come on, man.
Pause. He had 2 wrestlers at Impact wrestle in a cage match. Blindfolded!
Yep.
It was so bad.
That happened.
That the Impact fans started saying that fuck Vince Russo.
Oh, yeah, no. I remember that shit.
Because it was so... They're like... By the way, it was a stipulation he added the night of the match, the cage match.
Remember, Jim Cornette said he was the only one that could get the rules out because he apparently is the only one with a Southern boy accent who was able to figure out how to make this shit palatable.
Here's the thing. Just remember this. I want everyone to go to YouTube. It's one of the best stories Jim has ever told. He's talking about a script from Impact.
Oh, yeah.
And how much you'll hate the word fucking heat after he talks about this story.
I listened to that. Oh, my God.
Let me finish the last statement.
Go ahead.
Okay, because this is probably where Leroy might want to get your headphones ready in your X-Men style, because Jesse's probably going to go off with this statement. That's not writing. Will you stop with the love for Triple H? Come on, man. That is not writing. Why does he have to repeat himself so goddamn much?
Because he's a fucking idiot.
He's doing the same thing Vince was doing. He's just adding new blood and new people into the product.
This guy couldn't book out of a paper bag, but he wants to talk about how Triple H is booking.
And a wet paper bag at that.
He couldn't book his way into pussy, but he wants to talk about how Triple H is booking his show. Has he...
Yeah.
Sportskeeda, I beg you. You will do better numbers if you fire this fucking idiot. If you go, you know what? You go do your own thing. We're tired of this shit. Like, we have actual journalists who take heat. There's that fucking word.
Remember when I turned you on to that? Remember when I sent you the clip?
You
didn't think I was serious.
I couldn't believe it, and I should have believed it. And once Jim was talking about him, I'm like, of course he did.
When Jim starts delving into the papers he has around the office, I am just compelled by the things he has. From programs to backstage written stuff. That's when Jim Cornette's fun.
Yeah.
That's when he's fun. Now, would you like the Dakota Kai Io Shirai statement?
Go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
What have I learned about either one of these people? If I'm a casual viewer, this is now the 2nd week I'm seeing them, or the 3rd. He doesn't even know where they are. Name one thing that I know about them. What do I know about either one of these two individuals? That's it. That's the statement. I love the comments.
He once put Stacy Keibler in the main event with Billy Kidman, so Billy Kidman was forced to take an ass whooping from the NWO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy talking about I don't know who these two people are, bro. Fucking.
Well,
you know what? I used to not understand why Jim Cornette wanted to choke this motherfucker out. In the last year, I understand. Oh, no. I fully understand now.
Just remember, Jim Cornette is currently living a healthier lifestyle, not because he needs to, but because he wants to be alive long enough to piss on Vince Russo's grave.
Yeah.
He's made that very clear.
I totally understand why he wants to choke him out.
He's a professional troll.
Yeah.
He's a professional troll. And people give him money.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't be shocked by that. I mean, just look at America and look at Trump. But it's just, it's one of those things for real. Like if we really want to get into it and get into right-wing politics, like it says a lot. But
we're not even talking politics. We're just talking Trump.
Right.
We're talking the reality show guy.
Right. But the fact, like Sportskeeda, I will reach out to you personally. We will happily take over that podcast,
and we'll do it for half.
And we'll do it for half the money, which probably means you're saving what, $250,000. We'll take that a year. That takes care of us for a year.
We'll take that as a 4-year deal worth $250,000.
Right. No, fuck it, a year.
Hey,
because I'm taking half of what he takes a year.
Yeah.
So I'm cutting your cost by half. You don't even have to pay for our studio. We have one of our own.
Yeah,
Leroy is beautiful for setting this up.
Yeah.
And we'll do it.
We'll probably take some of the money and get a better studio. But
as a matter of fact,
I will be working on that.
Like we would be making so much money. We'll do the daily recaps. Like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because we'll be making good money.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, like Quick Trip. Yeah, I'm gonna work part time.
But get rid of fucking Vince Russo. He is an idiot.
Yeah.
Shitstain doesn't go far enough, but idiot doesn't either. But I'm trying to be friendly.
He is officially
to the children.
But to be fair, he is officially the Archbishop of Talentberry.
Okay. Yes.
He's the Archbishop of fucking stupidity.
Well, he's like Jim. He tells you up front how he feels and stuff like that. If he makes a mistake or he's wrong, he'll admit it.
How Jim Cornette's not playing a character? He says the same shit consistently.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He stays consistent,
yes, he
and
does.
he admits to you he doesn't need a job.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He's perfectly fine.
He's set. He's set. Like he doesn't even do the legendary circuit anymore. Like he's set.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, how does anyone listen to fucking? You know how bad it is. Steve and Larson, two of the best guys ever, man. Of course, do a wonderful podcast on Twitch/YouTube. You all probably know who they are. Sweet guys. Usually don't yell about anything. Steve lost his shit because he was like, how is anybody ever listening to this guy? And the fact that it got such big news, like, blew our minds as guys who understand the industry and have been in it. Because you're like, what the fuck? Why would anyone listen to this fucking idiot? Why would the USA Network, who was, they're paying hand over fist to WWE for television. But to be fair, Raw is the best thing that they have on television every week when NBC doesn't decide to throw a sport their way,
Yeah.
So why would they listen to anything this idiot has to say?
USA Network has not had an original show in almost a decade.
Oh, no, they've had a couple.
They haven't been successful.
I'm about to say, I can name them, but that's just because I watch Raw enough to know which shows they promote.
Ms. and Mrs. is one of their top 5 most successful
They
shows.
don't count.
Yeah.
That's still WWE. But yeah, I just fucking terrible.
Yeah, because I think he said he did that, but then somebody put out that he was
you
just
left this out.
I'm
sorry to interrupt.
Oh.
Jesse left this out when he talked about his comments to the USA Network.
Oh, okay.
I know what's acceptable and what's unacceptable because I have had communication with USA for over 2 straight years.
So I didn't mention it, but I read it, and then I heard Steve talk about it. So I went and listened. I can't believe I went and listened to the actual video and watched the video.
DM Steve. We got to get him on the show. Steve would be great to have on the show.
Yeah, I will, because this dude's stupid. It's stupid.
Have you also noticed that
stupid
WWE
is putting it lightly because his kids are in the house.
Right. By the way, have you also noticed that WWE and USA have literally said nothing on this topic?
Because he's not worth speaking about. We'll do it for you, WWE.
And no one's asked.
Right.
That's the thing. No one's brought the question up.
So like Jim said,
Triple H had a 90-minute interview.
Right.
Nothing. Because Ariel's smart.
Well, here's the thing. It's not that Ariel kind of asked. Ariel probably doesn't believe him.
Exactly.
No one believes him. But it was just something like, even Steve said, like, you almost have to talk about it because it actually made some publication news. And you're like, why would anyone care about what Vince Russo has to say? Yeah.
Some people do. They're mindless idiots. That's it.
Look at Miko Satsumura.
I know. Are you going to be able to handle doing anything?
About to put in work.
I don't think he's going to be worth anything during this match almost. Well, I might be there with Mandy, but...
Regally beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
She's planning to go out there and kill 2 white women, and I feel bad for them. She is the assassin.
Some people might be offended while you say that, but I totally understand.
So now we're going to get to a topic that we've waited till the end of the show for because we're getting there.
Death.
So Jesse, now my question to you is, there are 4 people who have basically been all but confirmed to return.
2 of them are not Bea Priestley and Mandy Rose because they're about to die. Go ahead.
That's fair.
Yeah.
They won't be on main roster anytime
soon. Oh, no. They'll be in the hospital after this.
But so 4 people, 2 of which, Leroy, go to WWE.com for me and double check to make sure. I've seen Sasha and Naomi on their page.
They are in the internal roster.
I just want to confirm here on the show. But anyway, Braun Strowman's basically back on Monday.
Yes,
that's been confirmed.
He's returning tomorrow.
And despite the recent reports of the serious offer to Bray, it seems like the only place he wants to go is WWE. And again, Triple H in the interview didn't really say anything negative towards him. He just said sometimes you have to pull him in.
He said he's the craziest, most loving / most creative person I've ever worked with.
And he worked with Mick Foley,
who was pretty creative and crazy.
Yeah. So now that we've gotten through Cardiff, when, where, and how do you expect these people? I love the New Japan style entrance.
Right.
That's a lot. That's really cool. Where do you foresee those 4 people coming back?
Well, Braun tomorrow.
Yeah. In what do you think?
I don't know.
Okay.
So that's exciting. Sasha and Naomi tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Tomorrow? Okay.
Because I think they want to start building that. I think they're taking those titles off of those 2 great women, great young women, but I think they're taking those titles off of Leah.
Look, Jesse,
Raquel.
regardless of how they walked out of the company, Triple H was also very glowing about Sasha in that interview.
Sure.
Naomi really didn't need to be a part of the interview. We all get that. I mean, Sasha, it was what it was. But basically, Triple H, he understands their frustration.
Right.
And he's not about to sit there and bash them for any reason because, trust me, he had to work with Johnny Ace every day. I think that's what gave him the heart attack.
That guy's pretty fucking worthless, too.
And by the way, heard nothing from him since he left.
Because he's worthless. He doesn't need to talk. I don't want to hear his people power fucking voice ever again.
And the reason why the love part of Funky Love is not talking is because he still wants the job.
Hey, silence right now is allowing him to keep working.
Yeah, right? Because, by the way, you ain't going back to Impact. They tried that once.
Because, by the way, either he's telling the truth that he wasn't a part of the creative, and that he was just the middleman, or he's fucking blame deflecting.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, he could be blame deflecting, but we don't know.
Well, but to be fair, you haven't believed a word he said since '98.
No, not at all. I don't believe shit Bruce said.
So basically, you think this Monday it's another Triple H special? He's gonna throw them all out there because he knows the intrigue after Cardiff is going to be there.
Right.
Okay.
And kind of the fact that the reports are out there that Braun kind of is basically coming back.
So what happened with Control Your Narrative, Jesse? That's a really interesting.
That's what you're getting into?
Yeah. What do you think happened to this new upstart company that only has EC3 left?
Money.
You know, Ethan, Ethan, you still have good people skills over there. Maybe you should just give up on this thing and.
Number one, the kind of one show they did was an absolute fucking failure. That's first off.
I heard that. Yeah.
Second off,
there's no video of it. That's how
the
bad
American
it was.
flag has never looked so fucking voluptuous. Number two.
Yep.
Yeah, Naomi's on there.
Yeah.
Is Sasha?
No, I didn't find Sasha.
She's on there.
Okay.
Maybe I flipped past her. But if Naomi's there, Sasha's on there.
Yeah,
they're on the current
They're
roster.
on the internal roster, yeah.
They're on the current, and a lot of people from NXT UK are on there too.
Yeah. So, well, Triple H is going to start putting some of them on the main roster as well.
Some of them won't go to NXT yet. They're just going straight to the main roster.
Yeah.
But number two, when Aaliyah and Raquel won, and it wasn't a shot at Raquel, but I thought, yeah, this is probably the perfect team to lose it in a month.
Fair.
Number three, Bray, at some point, because he just keeps teasing it.
Yeah.
And now Triple H talked about him. And then I found out his wife actually talked about him in a call on Friday. It's happening at some point. I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
But it's happening. I'm doing my. That's why I wasn't as disappointed as other people were about Cardiff. So yeah, it's. And then there is one more name.
Okay.
I think they sent the cease and desist letter.
Yep.
Because I think Triple H gave a call to MJF.
Really?
Oh.
I don't think it has anything to do with any of the other talent there. I think he gave a call to MJF.
By the way, you talk about talent over in AEW. We would like to give our best wishes to Kyle O'Reilly. It seems he'll be out for...
It definitely is what they say for now.
Yeah, a long time. Neck fusion surgery. With Kyle's style, he might be able to come back for something. But like Jesse said, it's going to be a long time before we know anything about him.
Right.
And
but it's good he signed that 5-year deal.
Yeah.
Because he's going to get taken care of.
Yep.
Also, the one gentleman from Violent by Design that is dealing with cancer.
Yeah, Joe During.
Yeah.
Please beat cancer again, buddy.
His next second battle there.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
For someone like me, you have all the support.
Right.
Well, I dealt with my mom and
I bought the shirt, by the way.
Awesome.
You did?
I did buy the shirt.
All right.
Once again, folks, go to ProWrestlingTees.com. All proceeds for the Fight Like an 8-Year-Old Girl shirt will go to the American Heart Association. So please, it is not that expensive. It was like $30.
Right.
Because I was obviously getting it from Pro Wrestling Tees.
Keep fighting, Joe. Yeah. Keep fighting, brother.
Yeah. So
they did a beautiful write-off to him.
They
did,
yeah.
You know, Violent by Design kind of.
Davenport looks scared of Satomura.
They kind of went their own way.
They should be.
Because they kind of said, hey, if you want to be together, we can.
They know what they're doing at the start of this match.
So.
And she's about, yep, oh.
Here she goes. Here
Elbow.
she goes. Yep.
Oh.
They're going to team up on her.
That's smart.
That's smart.
Jesse, her elbows, despite being worked, look fucking
devastating.
They look fucking precision. But yeah, so going back there now, you had this idea that he called to MJF, Max.
So I think, because he didn't just talk to Chris Jericho, because Chris Jericho thinks the world is about him.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you seen his band?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
But I think the other person he talked to, which is because if it was just Chris Jericho, who gives a shit?
True.
But
he's also already been on their TV.
Right.
You don't think that Chris, when he went to go do the Broken Skull sessions, didn't talk to like 17 people he's already fucking taught? Again, Chris Jericho has half the roster in WWE right now in his phone.
Which is why he dry snitched like he did, little bitch.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what he is. He's a little bitch. I can't stand Chris Jericho.
That is the look of someone who's like, I'm here to hurt people.
Woo! Poor Blair. You gonna take this German? Gonna take this German, man?
Kick you in the booty. Oh, you're not gonna. All right, come on, Mandy's doing all right.
There we go. But, okay.
This is smart. Double team Mako.
Yeah, but to stay on the topic a little bit, you think Max was like quote unquote spoken to by Hunter or Stephanie?
I think Hunter gave him a call.
Really?
Hey, what's your situation down there? Hey, listen.
I don't blame him.
You know Vince had love for you. I got love for you.
If anyone out there thinks that Triple H is going to cool on a guy like MJF, he's basically Triple H from a few years ago.
You would be out your fucking mind to think that Triple H didn't reach out to MJF. Like, what? That's one of the best young talents in pro wrestling. Only 26 years old.
And not to pull topics out because we're trying to save time here, but like, so what are your thoughts about the comments that Wardlow recently came out with about his night?
What I don't know.
He seemed incredibly professional about it.
What I don't know is if it was shooter work. That's all I don't know.
Okay.
I thought the comments were, at least either way, they were honest.
Yeah.
I think Adam Warlow's a very likable guy.
Is that the name he goes by? Because his actual name is Michael Austin.
They probably have him go by Warlow mostly.
Yeah.
But when I knew him on the Independents, like when I saw him first coming up, it was Adam Warlow.
Okay.
But yeah,
Adam Wardlow is only 34.
Yeah,
he's really not that
old.
old.
Not that old.
Which is why they need to start pushing him now. But you know, AEW. Unless it's the Bucks, no one actually does any pushing.
No.
So here's the thing. You were pretty, Mandy.
Thanks.
Knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, Blair, that was stupid. Eat the canvas.
On one of the, as they say, one of the hardest parts
of. Bitch, go double team me.
Getting kicked on the steel steps.
I really wish we could have the volume on because this crowd has got to be like every time she kicks you guys, I hurt.
That has to hurt.
As I was saying though, Adam is very honest. Anytime I've seen him in interviews, he's insanely honest.
Yeah.
So I like Adam a lot. Of course, his real name is Michael Austin, but I do like Wardlow a lot. There probably is some non-kayfabe truth to what he was saying.
Yeah.
The moment was ruined because they basically had to put the match out there just to have it.
Yeah, he didn't know if he was even going to have the match to start the day.
Because there was a thought that MJF was about to just go home.
Yeah.
So, and really, like I said, I think MJF in the end did the right thing. Don't hurt your actual friend because you're mad at the boss.
Well, and see, I said at the time, I don't think that Adam's going to have any real-life heat with Max because Max did the job.
Right.
Whether it was the moment it was supposed to be, he did the job.
Right.
He did the job. But, yeah, so, okay. So, in your opinion, when would AEW need – and again, we could be getting worked, and it could happen first of the year. We don't know. Like, when do you need to start seeing Max on the show to believe that either A, they're going to work out the deal, or B, that there's any fix to the deal?
Soon. Him not showing up looks worse and worse by the week.
That's fair.
Them not talking. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but them also not talking about him looks worse. The fact that he deflects from any comments about MJF, any questions about MJF, looks worse by the week.
Well, yeah, they got their big pay-per-view this weekend. That's 5-6 hours, and he's not part of it.
Well, I mean, he could show up in Chicago. He'd be the biggest heel of the weekend.
You could ask. If you ask a lot of their deep dive fans,
she's about to get her ass.
She's about to die.
What?
If you ask their fans, they think he's in Chicago tonight.
Yeah, they do. I wouldn't doubt it.
They think he's there. They think something's going to happen.
And maybe he did a Cody thing where he's on a handshake deal.
Yeah.
Because, somebody doesn't have the balls to ever fire any fucking body over there. Yeah.
He was both of our number ones of, who would fire just because you need to show. And by the way.
If you're serious about this No More Demands thing.
Yeah.
He's gone.
And by the way, folks, that is the one story that yes, we talked about 2-3 weeks ago, but it continues to be the most laughable thing in wrestling. Tony Khan trying to be the real tough boss right now. Good fucking luck.
He's cosplaying Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
I shouldn't say this. I'm going to say this. I shouldn't say this. Wouldn't it be fucked up if we found out that the only reason some of the AEW women were, getting on TV was because he was taking booby shots from them? So he really adopted the Vince mantra. He really became Vince McMahon.
Well, considering who you've had on the roster for the women, and ladies, I am not making any comment towards you. I am not. But
right, this is not a disrespect towards the ladies or anything like that, because I love that women's roster.
But when you look at the way he has featured the tops of the roster, who probably have respect for themselves. Yeah.
Bret re-signed a deal.
Yeah.
Bret, I'm telling you. I am telling you. You get. By the way, so Adam Cole is actually 100% healthy.
Who's he going to work with?
That's the thing.
Because guess what? Guess what? News that we forgot to tell at the show. Yeah, Bobby Fish is out.
Oh, Bobby Fish's contract is done.
He's done. Yeah, he'll be
31st of August. He's out.
Leaving.
No, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. I thought it was
What's
September.
What's the date today? The 4th? His contract's been up for 5 days.
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, okay, I thought it was going on
midnight on the 31st of August. Bobby was out.
Hmm.
Now Triple H could bring him back as a coach. He's 45. Now it's weird.
Good idea.
It's weird. I gave Tony credit for 2 things this past week. Number 1 was the Bobby Fish. He's 45, injury prone and old. The other one, even though I gave him credit, boy was this sexist. Why did CM Punk get 8 minutes, and why did Thunder Rosa not get it?
That's ugly.
And
he was right. I give him credit for that.
His response
in
to it,
2022, you can't say that. You can't say you don't. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm going to say Jesse had something weird to say. Let me say this weird too. It's 2022. You can't say that the women aren't a big enough draw as the guys. You just can't say it. It might be a fact, but you can't say it.
Well, on their roster, it's a fact.
Well, it's just not hard to see that.
Right.
But Jesse,
In WWE, it's arguable unless the names are Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Yes.
But otherwise, the rest of the guys, I'm like, it's arguable.
Give it until the Royal Rumble. Gunther might be in that category because people are starting to notice him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, overall, like, a lot of those women, Bianca Belair could main event a show, and you'd be like, let's go.
Oh, I tell people all the time, in my opinion, there's nobody more over than Bianca. She went over to Cardiff to just see the reaction she got. In Cardiff.
So, yeah.
Had she done a European tour yet? Has she even been over there yet?
I think she has.
Maybe not.
Because
she got called up during the pandemic.
Right. And by the way, NXT.
So maybe not.
By the way, NXT wasn't doing European tours.
No,
they weren't.
I think that was her first time over in the UK.
That was her first time over there.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing: even pro wrestling fans love Bianca Belair. Yes. She's very genuinely likable as a person and as a character.
Blair Davenport just died.
Well,
her soul just went.
They're both getting kicked.
That hair's gonna be fully white by the end of this match.
Nah, it might be. You're
not
gonna no.
Don't do it, ladies.
Oh, what the heck?
This is a bad idea.
Oh, I hate my.
She can pull this off.
Well, I wish it would.
Oh, there you go.
She double suplexed him, didn't she?
Double DDT.
Yeah.
Oh.
Double DDT.
My feed has paused.
Just kind of hit the enter button on it, and then it should just reload.
But, folks, thank you if you've waited this long. I know this show's a little thing, but again, very rarely is there a show going on during our show.
Right.
So we're trying to do a combination of everything.
Right.
But anyway, no, so that's my whole thing is, Jesse, Tony is saying things he just shouldn't say. Hate on Vince, hate on his personal decisions. He never said this out loud.
Number one, because unfortunately, apparently everything he was doing backstage was worse.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, like I told people, and I'm like, I'm not giving him a pass for anything he did. But I'm like, I watched WWE in the early 2000s. I'm not surprised.
No one's shocked
this year. Cheating on his wife on TV, basically giving him a lap dance. On national
television.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's when they had 10 million people watching. So,
yep. Yep.
When I heard the allegations, I'm like, unfortunately, I'm not shocked.
No.
But overall,
Death Valley Driver.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Blair broke it up.
Yeah, he's gonna have to reload it for me because it kind of froze.
All right.
Oh yeah, both.
I'll keep you guys updated, but go ahead.
So, I forgot what we're talking about now.
Vince's situation.
So
what to say and what not to say in public.
So Tony Khan saying this stuff about the women, his own booking. Listen, man, when you have to pat yourself on the back like that all the time, it's not a pretty look. You would think he would learn from owning a European football team that people would never take too kindly when you're patting yourself on the back and clearly the product isn't good enough for you to do so.
Well, remember, Tony Khan got in trouble with the Fulham fans because he openly told them, we're going to check the waiver wire or the trade wires. We're going to check all this. We're going to look on getting better talent. You've got guys in the locker room at that point.
Right.
You can say that to your GM. You can say that to the other ownership group. You can't say that out loud for the guys. Why would they go on the pitch for you?
Right.
What's the point?
You basically just told them all they suck.
Yeah.
You basically just told them all, you're not good enough.
You straight up just told every member of that team, and yes, they had a bad loss right before it.
Right.
But you straight up told that whole locker room, none of you guys are safe, and you didn't do it in a way that allowed them to be competitive.
Right.
You said it as in, yeah, we suck and we know it.
Right.
We're trying to put the finishing touches on this matchup.
I just think that.
There you go.
So you think that if it was just Jericho, he wouldn't have sent that cease and desist?
Hell no.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Well, because remember they allowed.
Oh,
yeah.
Blair's out. Blair is out. Well, okay, she's not out, but she doesn't know where she is.
Oh
wow.
Yeah, she just got her everything rocked right there.
Oh
wow.
Manny gonna steal this?
Yeah,
she did.
Manny just stole it. All right.
Wow. I did not.
I'm not mad about that ending. Okay. You know what? Not mad about it.
Because, I'm
a little shocked.
Yeah.
I know. We did not think that she was going to pull it off. We all thought.
So obviously Mako's okay with this because she agreed to it.
Right.
So where does she go? Does she go back to NXT Europe?
Or maybe she goes to the main roster for a short time.
Okay.
Yeah, she is on the current roster, but she did not get pinned.
No, she did not.
That's fair.
So, I mean, if she would have got pinned...
Oh, God! I didn't see that axe kick.
You mean a scorpion kick? You didn't see that? Yeah.
Holy shit.
That was the moment where I said, Blair Davenport's not unconscious, but she doesn't know where she is.
No, and right there, with Mandy seeing that moment,
yeah,
running in with her knee there, yeah, I mean, that's what you do. That does establish her really well. I mean, it
gives her a win. It gives her quite the victory.
Oh, very quality. I mean, we can't say anything bad about her. I can't say anything bad about her.
Where are we at for predictions on this show?
Oh, well, let's see here.
Nope. I had Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, you had.
I had Carmelo Hayes. Allison had Ricochet.
And I had Carmelo.
I had Mandy
in there.
Wait, we agreed. I think on Pretty Deadly, didn't we? In the end.
I was going for the Creeds.
No, because somebody took Gallus. Did I take Gallus? I thought
I took Gallus.
One of us took Gallus.
Yeah,
that's all I remember.
I took the Creed brothers. You took
no.
You took Varsity.
I know. I took Gallus because I said they were the longest reigning champs. They'd be a good one. But I did say Pretty Deadly was the dark horse.
The dark horse. Okay.
Because I mentioned that Brooks and Jensen were probably getting called up,
and they were eliminated first.
Yeah.
So, but Jesse, going back to the original topic, to sort of while we're on commercial here, because we'll talk about the rest of the show next week because we're going to end it here pretty quick. Is there fear? We know there's fear in Tony Khan. That's without question.
Oh, yeah.
Is there fear in the AEW locker room that this is about to all unravel and they're all about to start working in, quote, the Vince era of AEW?
I don't know about fear, but there's probably a lot of concern. Here's the thing. I told you this was coming. Mm-hmm. I've been saying this is coming. I've been saying this is going to happen. Yeah. It's like I said, especially when Cody left and all the stories started to trickle out, I'm like, I think he was the locker room leader. I think he was the guy keeping that place together.
Let's be honest, he was the only person that
right.
Yeah, well, I think so too. I mean, his door was open. Everybody talked to him. He talked to everybody else. Yeah.
And you took power away from the guy that was keeping it all together?
Yep.
And then you took the power from him. All of a sudden, he didn't like his story, so he said, well, fuck it. I'll just go back to WWE. I'm a much bigger star now.
I do think that was his plan all along. I do think that, but I don't think I think the timetable got moved up.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay, yeah.
He definitely wanted to see this AEW thing farther.
Yeah.
And so did Brandy because he kept her on television.
Well, how many more years, if that wouldn't have worked out there, how many more years would Cody have been in AEW then, do you think?
I think
at least another year.
I think as long as Cody was seeing growth, he would have stayed for as long as possible, and then he would have called Vince if that never happened and said, can I get the run for like 6 months to end my career?
Right.
He was always going to try to win it. But I think that Cody was still, because Cody's still a fairly young guy, Cody would have said to himself, as long as I see the growth, why would I leave this?
Right.
The problem is, and I know it for a fact, he'll never admit it because he's like his dad. He knows what to say and what not to say.
Mm-hmm.
He saw the writing on the walls when the locker room got divided. Because, folks, that locker room has been divided from the day Cody and the Elite stopped being on TV together. That locker room has been divided. Don't tell me that it hasn't been.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be very clear with you. The show, we were all optimistic. We were all given it a chance. Jesse more than me, and Jesse's admitted, it all went the way that I said. But, either way. We saw some growth in all the segments. Stuff was kind of starting to get a little buttoned up. And then came New Year's Eve 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Cody was last seen toasting on that New Year's Eve special, and Hangman was in the bar. That was the last time he was in the ring with the Young Bucks. Go find the video and prove me wrong. But on Dynamite, that's the last time I remember them being...
That's correct.
This is the thing about the Bucks. They never get their shit out in the ring. They always do it privately,
right.
backstage.
Right.
they never bring it into the ring because they have to, because they're parodies of themselves now. They have to keep giving these smart fans who still buy their merchandise every year, and I'm like, how many of the same? It's like how many Tom Brady jerseys do you need? But apparently he's still the highest seller in all the land. But
yeah. See, I don't need.
Not in New York, I know, but
I have a lot of Vikings jerseys.
That's different. That's sports.
That's because they have a lot of players that they've gone through.
Well, yeah, but I have.
NFL has 53 guys.
I have different. I have a handful, like 7 different ones, and they're all different.
But only 27 matter though.
That's true. But my point is this.
Kidding, NFL fans. Damn, I can already feel those comments.
Right. But no, this is. But here's the fact that nobody wants to talk about. Cody was not seen in the ring with them, and we all pretty much knew at that point this was like the cracks had started.
Right.
And it only took 6 months.
It didn't take long.
That's bad.
Well, the Bucks don't like when people steal their spotlight, but instead of doing what's best for business and slowly trying to get their power back, they do it as quickly as possible.
Oh yeah.
No cape on Nikki ASH.
Nope, just the jacket. She has relinquished that very reluctantly.
No capes!
But no capes.
There we go. But
What
anyway,
the heck was that?
that
Was a chest bump?
Yeah.
She's so cute.
Isn't she?
Nikki Cross is so cute.
But anyway,
Next,
speaking of
Jesse,
Jesse, how long until her husband might come back?
I love to see Big Davo back. Dude, I love
You think
Big
he'll go to
Davo.
Europe project?
I could.
He had a lot of love and respect for Triple H. So, really, because I think he got released because he asked you.
Yes.
Because, once again, like I said, just like Johnny Gargano, they all looked up and they were like, man, I don't like what I see up there at all. Like, it feels like I have no future if I go up there.
Now, Jesse, one more topic, and then we'll get out of here, even though the show's still going. We'll do the whole thing next week. Your thoughts on Jim Cornette having absolutely nothing good to say about the return of Johnny Gargano, in the sense that he thinks it's just a bland white face.
I'm not shocked. This is the curmudgeon part about Jim Cornette I'm always talking about.
I'm going to give you this.
Like,
I'm going to throw you a bone in.
Really? This dude can't draw, Jim? Really? A really insanely good wrestler who's an insanely lovable babyface. The more people see him, especially on this level, of course he's going to become. He could become the next believable kind of John Cena, except he's smaller. So really he'll have the DB effect, I think.
Yeah.
And he's going to just be a great babyface. He's going to be a multi-time champ. He's going to do a lot of great things. People are going to love Johnny Wrestling. He's never been on Johnny's side though.
That's true.
He thought when he first saw him in NXT, I believe, if I'm quoting this right, like, well, he's a good tag team guy, but I don't know about this main event stuff.
He wanted to sign him as a coach, a guy that can do the moves. That's what he saw him as.
Okay.
No. Johnny Gargano's a major fucking babyface. A guy who can move tickets, sell tickets. Kids love him. Like, he's already getting a lot of name recognition just from, yeah, she got a cute little butt, girl. Just from...
Which one?
Caden.
The one who just shook her ass, man. What do you think?
Of all times for you to miss
Right.
an ass.
Splash the water on your own face. Sir, wake up.
Good God.
Bad me.
Just a dirty old man over there. He's looking at all the booty.
Well, it's an opportunity.
I mean, except the thickest of yams isn't on the show tonight, but that was the only downside to the show.
We'll
Finish your statement so we can go.
We'll see
Yamzilla, unfortunately, was not on the show.
We'll get her on.
King Yams, Queen Yams, as I like to call her.
Yes.
But yeah, he's never been a Johnny Gargano guy. It is fucking ridiculous. But like I said, those are the parts of Jim Cornette I go, bro, I get it. You came up in the territorial era. Okay, you guys didn't like to see a lot of the smaller guys. Okay, well, we live in a different world now. If these guys can actually are actually believable, you can actually make them work.
You also have to understand, we live in an era, and this is something that sadly we've been seeing a lot in the NFL. Wow, is Casey athletic?
Yes.
Jesse, you don't have those kinds of athletes anymore. The
Right.
big, strong, muscular guys. you like health-wise that doesn't translate that much anymore.
No.
The modern athlete.
It's about the athlete being athletic, agile, and being able to move in those muscles.
I really hate to say this, Jesse. You're going to start seeing an era where Chet Holmgren might become the average body type in the NBA.
I fucking hope not.
Well, but what I'm saying is not a lot of guys are putting on weight these days.
Because, there might not be a lot of LeBrons, but, like, KD's a big dude.
But KD can't put on weight.
Like, you're that damn fragile. I mean, I get it. LeBron's a big dude, but, like, it didn't take much for him to break your damn foot.
Yeah, right.
Like, you gotta have some muscle on this shit.
I have one more topic on my sheet. If you want to save it next week, let me know. Do you want to talk about Jon Moxley's comments about Terry Funk? Or you want to
Let's just do it real quick.
Okay, so Jon Moxley was basically talking about the fact that he was, his influences, all that kind of stuff, and a lot of his fans were like, well, he's, his influence is Terry Funk.
Right.
No, his influence is Chainsaw Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Who, yes, was played by Terry Funk. But, Jesse, now we have to go into your world of Japan for a second. Oneida paid Cactus Jack and Terry Funk a lot of money to go do that deathmatch tournament in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of money. They made like any deathmatch wrestler today, any of them, even Jon Moxley. John, what GCW is paying you is nothing what Oneida offered these two guys for that tournament. And while the tournament was fun for those people, especially for that niche in Japan,
right.
Jesse, I think Jim's correct though in this. I don't think that those guys ever thought those tapes were going to be that popular in the U.S.
No. Oneida knew it was niche.
Yeah.
He knew it was niche.
Yeah.
It was niche in his own country. They were the spectacle company.
Yes.
They were the company that people were like, this is going to be a spectacle. They never took it seriously, but the fans would go see it because it was a spectacle.
Right.
The fact it became so popular here, one, because what ECW showed us, like, oh yeah, if you just do good violent wrestling, people will fucking love it.
But does ECW get a bad rap because of deathmatch wrestling?
No.
To the elites, yes, but to most fans, no. Because
which is fair. It's a fair
because
statement.
Paul Diddle, like we talk about all the time, if you actually watched it, you knew they did actual storytelling.
So basically, to sell to people, they're using the violence. But in your opinion, if you went back and actually watched the shows, it was incredibly compelling television.
It was actually really good television.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Paul wasn't good with money or dealing with TV execs, but
Paul can never be your money guy. He'll be your creative all day.
He can't be your money guy. He can't talk to TV execs.
He can be creative. He can.
But
sleep.
he can do creative. He
can sleep through half his promo and tell you exactly what it is and wake up and finish it.
Yeah.
But you ask him to go talk to a TV exec or handle your money, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he's a Jew. Like, that's not a racist thing.
No, he said one time. He said one time. My people. No, his quote one time was, "My people found the only piece of land in the Middle East with no oil, and they're still fighting over it." That's a Paul Heyman quote.
And he's a New York Jew. They're very good about a lot of money stuff.
I still say that when playing a little Texas Hold'em, that was my best bluff. Even though I had the hand to win, when a guy looked at me and said, "You got it?" I go, "I live with a Jew," and he folded right there. He knew it. He's like, "Shit, I'm screwed."
But just Jesse, But Jesse, back to my point. Cactus McFoley, but he was Cactus Jack at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Cactus and Terry never thought that those videos were going to make them stars because they thought that they were stars already with their own stuff, which to a lot of people they are.
Right. So, I mean, if that's what inspired Jon Moxley, fine. And it's believable because if you know anything about where Jon Moxley came from, that's a lot of what he was doing back in the day.
Yeah.
But to have that still inspire what you do now, questionable at best.
Because now you're on a major television network. You can't do that.
You're the major star of that show. Of course, CM Punk is too, but I don't like talking about Philip.
Well, we don't have to worry about it because John is the champ. He is the face of the company right
now.
Yeah, for now.
For the next 6 hours.
Yeah.
Well, 6 hours?
7 hours.
And by the way, I'll just say it right now. I'll just say it right now on our show.
11 o'clock.
If MJF comes back, I'm actually happy because I do want the company to succeed. But I have very little hope based on what I've been shown and told.
I want them to succeed. That's why I'm always mad at AEW.
Yeah. But are you mad at John for these comments? Or are you mad at the fans for not... Now, this is a time when fans probably should do their own research because Terry's been around for 50 years.
I'm just over a lot of John Moxley's comments.
That's fair.
So when he got sober and stuff, I loved everything he had to talk about because it was nice to see a man.
And the book is very compelling, actually.
Right. Well, and it was good to see a man that popular in this industry talk about something so personal. Like, I got to tell people, like, he probably changed a lot of lives positively doing that.
Yeah.
And then also doing the short one with his wife, and they're talking about how his stuff affected them and their marriage, and how the kid kind of really made him open his eyes. Like, I'm like, this is good stuff because you're probably also changing a lot of lives of people going, you know what, John's my hero. He did it. I need to make sure I'm good to go. But when it comes to talking about pro wrestling and his influences and and I like GCW.
Oh yeah,
I like GCW a lot. Don't get me wrong. So the GCW fans, it's not a slight against GCW.
No.
But like, a lot of that stuff is better than a lot of stuff I even do in Japan. You know what? Fuck it. Whatever, dude. Say what you got to say. I don't care anymore. Like, that's where I've been at with John Moxley. Like, I don't care. You know what? Say what you got to say.
They gave you quite the G1. They gave you their first, they made you a champion really quick on a title that they hold very dear right now. And you kind of shit on it to keep wrestling in GCW. Again,
I love GCW.
Again, not a show. I love GCW.
Right.
We're going to go to a show one of these days.
Yes, we need to.
We will.
We need to.
But they're not New Japan.
No.
They're not.
They don't have that rich history.
And also, Leroy, you watched when Terry Funk was Terry motherfucking Funk.
I did. And I am glad, and I want to thank the boys at Heavy on Wrestling.
Yeah.
I actually was at a show where...
And by the way, Terry looks to be doing very well right now.
Yeah, I was at a show where I got a picture and autograph from Mick Foley, and Terry Funk was on the show. So I saw both of them at the same show in the ring at the same time. It was awesome. I mean, but I remember him going after him and Ric Flair going back and forth and stuff like that. And I think he had a bout with Jerry the King Lawler too. He was everywhere.
Oh, Lawler and
Funk
and Funk, a legendary matchup.
They were
legendary matchup. But
they were great.
It's just one of those things where, like, folks, at this point, it's not the direct show. You got to do a little more research and understand that the hardcore stuff that Terry Funk did later in his career far does not outweigh what he did
beforehand
in the 70s, 80s, and
him and his brother.
Oh God, the Funks were just...
They were awesome. Down at one of the...
He was the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, and he was a very believable NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. So
two of the greatest.
I'm not mad at Mox for having
that.
Texas. I just think that Mox could have picked a better era of Terry's career.
Like I said, I'm over anything Mox says about wrestling wise.
That's fair.
Well, he took a shot at WWE talking about, I'm the only real champion that's the needle mover. Mm-hmm. Okay, buddy. You keep lying to yourself.
Yep.
Why is Toxic Attraction out here?
How they come because they want the titles back again.
Can you wear anything less? I mean, I know a lot of people would like to see.
We're gonna get off the air before these two get worse.
Hey,
thank you all so much. If you stayed through with us, if you didn't like this format of the show, it will not be an every time thing.
No.
Let us know. We're more than welcome to those comments. But we hope you enjoyed this version of it, and we hope to eventually do walk-alongs as we go off the air. Casey and Caden did win. We'll review all of NXT next week. Thank you all so very much.
Bye-bye.
All right, turn the volume. Jesse, I'll listen to that. You answer some questions.
All right. Also, you can end the live, too.
For anyone else for that matter.